You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We want a change.
This is Caribbean Vibe.
I want to come home and live again, but I hear the country so hard. I'm so hurt I can't stand the pain. Cause how I bust and I cried, I went out and tell the world my country, life is so beautiful, happy. I come home, they tell me how it ain't easy. The pressure we getting now gon' kill me. I hear they say the government mess up. Tell them playing innocent can't work. All who think the government mess up, join and get rid of them if they won't stop. Just tell them you want a change. Tell them you want a change. They better do right. Nothing can keep me from this country, cause here is where I was born. I never believed we could go hungry, even if the pressure is on. We were always a land of love and together, but nowadays we fight and rob each other. Who's to blame for bringing on the pressure? Let's make a change, the time is now or never. I hear they say the government mess up. Tell them playing innocent can't work. All who think the government mess up, join and get rid of them if they won't stop. Just tell them you want a change. Tell them you want a change. What can they ever do right? We can't go on living on a promise and to you. Don't sit down and let them rule this country. You must be strong and express the way you feel. They're doing wrong, so you must find someone to lead this country on, so we can live and love in peace. I hear they say the government mess up. Tell them playing innocent can't work. When all who think the government mess up, join and get rid of them if they won't stop. Just tell them you want a change. Tell them you want a change.
This is Caribbean Vibe.
I hear they say the government mess up. Tell them playing innocent can't work. They better do right. Tell them you want the change. If they don't do right. If they say the government mess up, tell them playing innocent can't work. But all who think the government mess up. Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? Lord Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me. Cover me, man. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me out, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, 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 cover me, cover me, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, we welcome all and sundries, no matter what type of t-shirt you have on. You have on a pink t-shirt, a mauve t-shirt, an orange t-shirt, a green t-shirt, a salmon t-shirt. Doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on. Doesn't matter what planet you're from. You're from Saturnus, Jupitanius, Mazaranius, Sonaranius. Any planet you're from, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me say a special welcome to no other than Tommy E., the commissioner in Newark Marshall Nisbet, boy.
Good evening, and I want to thank the Most High for this opportunity to greet you on this day because it's a special day.
Special day
Yes,
indeed,
indeed.
Tommy. Special day indeed. Let me say welcome to no other than Diana, Waveney, Stormy, The Storm, Greta, McDonald, Benskin, Greta, the trained Bagonian, the motivational speaker, the poet, the poetess, the poetric, everything. Waveney, Benskin, McDonald boy. Welcome, Diana Benskin.
Good afternoon, listeners. Tommy, on your special day, good afternoon. To
Thank
you,
you.
Mr.
Yeah, Tommy.
Lalabon, I'm going to take a line from your thing. Says that you become mostly like persons you associate with. I'm not associated with you because I might get up and want to go and run marathons. And I don't think
Oh,
I want to be doing that at my age.
Okay, all right, all right. This association breeds assimilation, you know.
I don't want to run. I don't see me running a marathon. Huh? Nah, boy. Mm-mm.
No, that
Mm-mm.
would be a good thing, man. I go run with you. What's the big deal?
You gonna run with
You know what I
me?
mean?
We
Yeah,
go
you go run out. You go
55
run out.
mile next week.
No, 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 no. We going to run the marathon in Trinidad. We going to run a marathon in Trinidad.
You could go
We going to
Trinidad and
represent.
run
We going to
anything.
represent
Yeah,
WZYE 95.
you go ahead and run Trinidad. Mm-hmm.
You know that's true. Take that back.
Which
I take
part?
that
Which
back. I
part?
can't go and run
What's
a
the
finish.
route of the What's the route of the marathon?
Try to stay in Sandy Grande.
I,
So nobody will know.
too many hills. Too many hills up there for me. Mm-mm.
Nobody go
Sally
know me in
Gandhi.
Sandy Grande. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Nobody
Mm-mm.
will know me down there. You know what I mean? I could hide. I could run a marathon day easy.
You can run a
If I run in
marathon there.
through,
Try
yeah, if I
run
run in 2 hours.
run one in Barbados.
Nah, it's trouble in the camp. Trouble in the camp. Let me say a special welcome to no other than Tom. You hear the scholar again? You hear the
Nadia,
scholar too? Yeah, of course.
The village
Nadia,
sweetheart.
if it is
yes, Nadia
sweetheart.
was first and second, of course. Nadia, you know what I mean? Takesha, welcome. Takesha was third tonight. Fourth, Takesha. Say Anselm good night. Fifth,
Keisha said,
Takesha.
all that rain she called pot only out in.
Yeah. Correct is right. Tommy, Takesha say hello to Tommy. She say hello to Nadia, Lana, Rose, Marisha, Miss Kuva, Albert, Vonnie, Ellis, Raj, Ulrich, Hailey, Troy, Trish, Darrell. I think Takesha have that set, but she had it locked. She have it unlocked. Eh? Only love in the village, no room for hate. Full 100.
No doubt,
Rennie,
Kish Kish.
Emery. Yeah. Hope everyone is well with all the rain, boy, flooding, boy. We had to go back to basic in Trinidad, you know. We had to go back to we had to go like Trinidad, Rio, boy. Back to basic, boy. Well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so we hope to find a woman who can wash away the flood too, eh? We hope so, boy. Let me see. Hey, look, we partner in early tonight, boy. Boy. Highly inside partner. Watax. Inside Highly, boy. Inside like Flynn, boy. You're big in the dance, boy. You're high up to there, boy, Highly, boy. Oh, God. I don't know why it is Highly, boy. Highly say Watax, Takesha, Nadia, blessings and love, boy. Yeah, boy. Full 100. Rani Mohammed. Oh, you see,
Oh,
change the tune
oh
this time.
Lord.
You know, your partner. You know who you like? You like Highly Party. Pep. When you change from Purple, Philip will fix it to Purple fix it. Look, yeah, man, let me tell you how Ronnie fix it. He said, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the village. You understand?
Respect. Good evening, Rennie.
Before, eh?
Rennie Oi, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, when he come, he used to be like, good evening, ladies. He fix
Buffering answer.
it, man.
Lana said she had to go forestry and get a permit to cut down tree to get wood for the coal pot.
Oh.
Oh God. Oh God.
When he said,
You know?
good love is all I bring in this hour of despair, boy. Yeah, man, I will bring in, man. We bring in love and we bring in affection. You understand? We bring in things to change the system. That's how we do it. We bringing real change. We ain't bringing no exchange. Eh?
They want that, yeah. The whole thing have to change up. And let me tell you something, Answer, man. Until the crown prince of one of them Arabian countries, I know which one it is, huh? But he apparently, what he did was he put all them prince that have a political portfolio and booked them into different rooms at hotel and went in there in each room and read them the riot act. And some of them get locked up, arrested and stuff. Until I see high officials getting incarcerated or charged or, removed from positions in Trinidad and Tobago for all the corruption, then I know things changing. Right? Where I could go with my birth paper and get my ID card. And nobody had a bag, say, give me 500 now, I gotta do this. Then I know corruption done.
Yeah. Let me say hello to Vonnie. Vonnie, good night. Vonnie say good night to the Keisha. Hope all is well. Vonnie say good night to the host, Diana, and some Tommy. Hope is well. Looking for some great conversation topic. You know how we just do it in the village.
Yep.
Lana, you're inside. Watax. You're inside. Lana say bless good night. Tommy and Slim Diana. Love in the house. Yeah, love in the house all the time. Yeah, love in the house.
Lana, we'll get some wood from Guyana for you. You need a permit for that too?
Hey, Diana, you have to be careful with your descriptions of things, you know.
Why say? I said, what did I say, Tommy? I just don't get some wood from Guyana.
All right, okay, you go ahead. Go ahead.
And
Lana, good night.
Oh Lord, you see your brain? You're associated too much with Tommy.
You going all the way to Ghana for Lana to get wood?
Tommy Joseph, not this Tommy.
That is not what I said. You see all the PNM people who like to twist things, eh? I said I'm going to go to Guyana. Maybe you could go to Guyana and get some Guyanese wood. It will burn better in the cold pot.
No, you said get some Guyanese wood for Lana. That's what you said.
That she could use in she cold pot. You didn't complete the sentence.
No, you didn't complete the sentence.
You see, Tom. You see, you're hanging out with our PNM gang too long.
For me, didn't she said go to Ghana to get wood for Lana?
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much. If there's one thing, I read the book quick to listen. Eh? you I don't know where Lana tell you she want wood from Guyana. I don't know where you get that from. Lana could get Lana. Okay.
But on another note, you hear what Takesha is asking? Did any of the PNM ministers come out and meet the people in affected areas? I asked him for a friend.
But I listen to this. I tell them. Let me see what does I tell them. Eh? Look at this one, right? I tell them this, right? Look, this is what I said. Yeah, right. And boy, them PNM people cuss me left, right, and center.
Oh, down, boy.
Now I ask the question, right? Flood all over the place. Where is Rowley? Right?
But when you go across the Tobago, you're seeing Farley though.
You would tell me now. Well, you know that flood in North Carolina and all kind of thing, and by the go a month later.
Oh yeah. But he was in Florida the other day.
I said, what kind of them just pick and choose what they want to do, you know. When was the pandemic? Right? When there was the pandemic, you see how they was comparing themselves to all them other countries? Right? Now there's a flood in Trinidad, and the Rowley missing in action. He missing in action, right? And I feel like tell me, well, and the Minister of Local Government had a press conference. I said, okay. I said, I didn't know that. I said, but where's the ministers? Where's the ministers or the MPs for the constituencies? Where are they? Where are they? I guess Scotland trying to peddle like in the water with two breadfruit get away. Right? Marvin Gonzalez still trying to get some macaroni pie and bacon, but Scotland didn't bring the pot fame yet with the coals. So he waiting to bake the ham and make some macaroni pie, right? And Shamfa telling everybody want everything. You understand? So it's troubling. Eh?
But wait now, Anselm. The place where the coal pot ain't catching, so nobody ain't getting nothing to eat. The coal's wet. Nobody ain't getting nothing.
They have established a new ministry in Trinidad and Tobago. All they didn't know, but all they hearing it first again. For the first time.
Is asking citizens, please
not that one.
refrain from taking your coal pot indoors.
Not that one. I want that one. I want that one. Let me see the one I want. Hold up, Did I get it here, boy? I think
Mine's allergic to water and flood.
I'll go get that one.
Oh God. Y'all not nice.
No. But listen to this, Oh, look this one here. Look this one here. That is what going on in Trinidad. Look at this one here.
Times hard. We can't afford chicken. We had to cut back. That's nothing like popcorn chicken again. It's just popcorn. Popcorn. Times hard. All your bun, all your belly. All you feel is a joker. Times hard. We can't afford chicken. We had to cut back. That's nothing like popcorn chicken again. It's just popcorn. Popcorn. Times hard. All your bun, all your belly. All you feel is a joker. Times hard. We can't afford chicken. We had to cut back. That's nothing like popcorn chicken again. It's just popcorn. Popcorn. Times hard. All your bun, all your belly.
No, God, Anselm.
All you feel is a joker. Times hard. We can't afford chicken. We had to cut back. That's nothing like popcorn chicken again. It's just popcorn. Popcorn. Times hard. All your bun, all your belly.
All your bun, all your belly, man. All you have to sacrifice. The sacrifice we had to make this wrongs. We making sacrifice, man. Wrong with all you. All in talking, man. People.
Wait. Lana said the news said the Minister of Education going up for Keto's position in the PNM.
No. It's not Keto's position. It's vice chairman.
Vice chairman, I think.
Yeah, she going for vice chairman. But one of my friends sent it to me, but for me to post it, let me show later. She going up for vice chairman. Nyan Gasby Dolly going up for vice chairman in the People's National Movement. So nobody
if one of your coals get wet, you can't let your coal pot and you're hungry. Well, what to tell your partner? Eat the coals.
Huh?
Yeah, that coal is shine your teeth, you know. Your teeth will be sparkling white.
Yeah, Gasby going up for vice chairman.
Okay.
Yeah, she going up for vice chairman. Yeah, she skip chairman and political leader and she going down to vice chairman. You know what I mean? So she going up for vice chairman.
But she's a fashionista, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, many people say she's not a good minister of education. I want to think that she's doing a good job. That's what I want to think. I mean, but a lot of people may disagree with me, but I think she, you know.
I anxiously await. It's 2024 or 2025. When is it? 2024?
2025.
2025?
Yeah,
I anxiously await 2025 in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to see what them folks gonna do.
But Anselm.
Yeah.
When
listen to this. Listen to this now. Look. Clifford Mendez come in. One viewer. Clifford.
Oh my God.
If I could ask you, please take off your red sunglasses and take off your red what is again? The what is put in eye again? What is them thing? The
eye drop.
No. Eye drops can't go in here. Take off your take off your red eye contacts. Right? Because I just seeing double. You're not seeing too good, Clifford. But Clifford, welcome. All welcome Clifford into the village. Clifford Mendez. Welcome him into the village. Welcome to in the village to the DAT Triplet, Clifford. It's always
Oh
nice to have you.
my
From where you
God.
joining us from? What part of Tobago you joining us from? Could you let us know,
Anyway,
please? Yeah, Tommy, go ahead.
if your company or if there's poor performance in an organization, who gets the blame? Who has
No,
to
Yeah.
take the blame?
the lower staff supposed to get the blame, not the head.
Or
No, the chief, the
No,
CEO, and
you're supposed to blame the lower staff, not the CEO. You're supposed to blame the
no,
board of directors.
and if
no.
and if the students are underperforming, who who gets the blame?
Vice principal, the vice principal.
Principal and the teachers,
The vice,
mostly the
Okay.
or the
principal.
teachers go get
Mhm.
the blame. The teachers, yeah, the teachers. Blame the
I mean,
teachers.
if it's in one particular school, but if it's across the board, the things not working. Who has to take the blame?
Mm.
The
I'm
leader,
saying that.
the head
Well,
of the country, as a
I'm,
republic. But
no,
to
I
clarify,
saw you. Huh?
I'm saying that to say, look at the results from SCA this year.
Mm.
Were the policies made by the education minister
Hmm.
working?
But
I'm
but
just.
in fairness to her, Tommy, in fairness to her, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was trying to be balanced. How can you legislate what goes on in a person's home? Yeah, they give them the curriculum. Yeah, they give them the schoolwork. Yeah, they give them access on TV and stuff. But if the parents and them taking the devices and surfing and doing other stuff, how can you blame the minister for that? So you
did
had to go now to the head of the household.
so now the students have devices? Did they all have devices? Did they
Well,
have
you
the
know, in fairness to her, I knew that was going to happen because, you know, the society you're dealing with, they're really not disciplined. Eh? I know who ain't like it, man. I said it. They're really
no,
not disciplined. But
this is
there
true,
was a lot. The internet, the lack of the internet, and you know, it's a whole lot of stuff
yeah,
went into that pillow
but if
to
you
come
put a
out with
system,
them failing students.
if you put a system in place that has good checks and balance and work and one that works, you're gonna get the desired results. But if the system ain't working,
But if you put the check, and I know in one instance where you know, it's close to me in the family, where one member of the family thought that a younger one is too much work to do and blah 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 blah. So they said to take him to the school then. Take him to the school. So, you know, or to so wherever they met, you know, and they did the work. They took him out of the home. But I'm not gonna blame uh the minister. I can't blame her for all that. You got to go into the homes with them parents because a lot of them, the device, where they have some parents give the children the device to do their phone, whatever they. So they're just lollygagging. They're sleeping, and I know for a fact. So I can't blame the minister only. You have to blame some of them parents too. Yep.
yeah, I wouldn't blame she. I think
Mm-mm.
she's not doing a bad job. That's one of the
You can't
ministers I think
blame.
was doing a bad job. You know, what I mean,
Yeah, blame.
we had to get Jimmy jacket, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and Jackie Jim boots.
Yep. Yep.
and that's a problem. If you want to give Jim boots,
Yeah, because
yeah,
if you have access to the internet, whatever device you're using, phone,
But
tablet,
tell me,
computer, you
why do you
know.
think she's doing a good job? Why do you think she's doing a good job?
no, but the proof is in the pudding.
Mm.
Uh, what's the proof?
The proof is the performance.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
but Tommy, I can't. You can't
yeah,
blame her
yeah,
for.
yeah.
Yeah,
I she's one of them. I
it was
give her a
out.
pass.
There were things out of her control. Now, if they were in the school, now what I would blame her for is the dilapidated buildings I'm children going back to school with, the bookless people can't even make. You know what are you recommending to Lord Rowley, right? To fix that the children can get their books to go to school.
The
You
first thing,
understand?
what is the education budget?
Let me see what
Is it inadequate?
no, they get more money this year.
Mm. And then some people are off the grid. There's no internet in everybody's area, and where they weren't going to school, right? You should have and why how okay. I'm sure now with the digital thing that they had them on, there had to be a tracking system where they would see, well, Lana, I gonna use your son. Ian Boodoo ain't logging on, and he hasn't logged on for 3 weeks. Then you jump on Lana, or you send a person there. What's going on? I ain't see Ian Boodoo in there. You get what I'm coming from, right? So maybe that kind of system.
So Tommy, let me just give you a quick numbers. In 21-22 budget, they get 6.886 billion. In 22-23, they get 7.453 billion, which is an increase of 567 million, which is a little bit over $500 million. So I think that in Trinidad, I don't have a problem with that, with education. I really don't have a problem with that. But there is some others that I have a problem with. But let's bring in our guest. She's patiently waiting in the background for us. Let's bring in no other than Mrs. Karen Nunes Tesheira. Mrs. Tesheira, how are you doing this beautiful? I shouldn't say that in Trinidad, because with all the kind of flood all you having in Trinidad and all that kind of thing. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and you're right. It's been never-ending rain. For me, in a way, I enjoy it because the weather is cooler. And so from that point of view, but people, from what I understand, flooding, I was supposed to do an interview with one of the media houses, and she simply couldn't make it out because of the amount of flooding in her area, which is in the east. So it is obviously unusual weather, and many areas are being flooded and people being affected by what is going on. I'm sure tomorrow I'll read the papers and get a better understanding of what is going on. But yes, it's been difficult for a lot of people.
Karen, how has your week been since you've been last here at WZYE 95.9 FM, and you actually, you broke the story regarding you running as political leader of the PNM. How has things been?
I will look at it as a very positive thing because the point about it is that when you want to be visible, and you need visibility, because if there's no visibility, then of course people forget about you. It's happened to so many people. So since the story is broken on your station, and from your station you sent it on blast or whatever the expression is, I'm not very good at the language. It has been an extremely, extremely hectic week, but in that regard, it has also been very positive. I've gotten, I think, by and large, positive reviews. Of course, not everything will be positive, but by and large, it has been a good week for me, a hectic week for me. And I do have to thank your station, because it is your station where the story was broken.
So Karen, I want you to take 2 minutes, because we're not going to be long tonight. We're going to spend just about maybe half an hour, and I want you to address something, but succinctly, right? People are trying to associate you with, right, the CIB situation. All right. And I wanted to kind of, in a concise manner, if you can, to put that to rest for people. Because what it is, Karen, is that, and Karen, you and I talked about this, right? We talked about the 4 Ds, right? You understand? And you are now under attack.
And destruction, I remembered.
Yeah.
Too. They told me destruction, demonization, and destruction. And now, what was the first D? There were 4 Ds.
So, the 4 Ds is to dismiss, destroy, discredit you, and demonize you.
And ad hominem attacks.
Right. So, right. So what they are doing, Karen, that's exactly what they're doing. But I just wanted to address it, for the folks and them, because, Karen, you have not ran away from that. And by the way, Karen, people are saying that I'm your campaign manager. No, I'm not Karen Nunes Tesheira's campaign manager.
I was trying to be my co-campaign manager, Anselm.
But let me say this. Karen Nunes Tesheira has her own campaign manager, and I am very happy with Mrs. Karen Nunes Tesheira, campaign manager. So let me
actually, we'll stay up to this evening with others, and they're so committed to what I'm doing, and I think one of the things that really means a lot to me is that I made it very clear to them that any support that I get, any financial support or other support that I get, if it is coming from a source that I feel is not above board, and you know what I mean by that, I don't want it. Because I'm not going to put my credibility or what I have been saying and preaching, I am not prepared to put that at risk. So that if anyone, and what is the fantastic thing is that we are all on the same page with that. So that makes me feel very positive, because you find so often that people may not want to make that commitment. In fact, not only did they make that commitment, they were happy to know that that was how I thought. And in fact, I think if I did not think that way, I believe I would not get their kind of support and commitment that they have shown to me.
So, Karen, we want to address the voting process in this upcoming internal election. Before we go that, someone has a question in the chat. Question to Ms. Tesheira. What will you do differently if you win the position that you're currently going up for?
Well, I mean, you're looking at the party leadership. So we're not looking at running the government. So that in terms of the party leadership, you certainly do not want to be seen to be in any kind of contretemps or any battle with the leader of the party. I have made my and the prime minister of our country, I've made it clear what I would do if I were a prime minister. I have made it clear what I think are the things that are wrong with the current administration. But that is a different portfolio. If you are in the party, I have to stay true to the aims and objectives of the PNM, which is formed, including by our first prime minister, and its aims and objectives. I have to stay true to that. So to say that how will I do things differently? First, you have to be in the position, but I know that I will not be going there to go into battle with anyone. I think we should all want the good for the PNM. We should want to see the PNM return to its correct moorings. And I'm hopeful that there are people within the PNM who think similarly. But I'm certainly, I am a strong person. I am a person, I think that, Barbados has its mayor. I'm not going to back down. I've had political experience. So what I would say to answer that question, I will work with the prime minister as if I would become the leader of the party. I'll work with strengthening the party and bringing it back to its initial mooring so that people will have trust and confidence in the party system.
Well, there you have it. All right, Solana, there you go. Ms. Tesheira answered the first question. So now the next question.
You'd asked about CIB and then we got sidetracked.
Right. Yeah. Because our next question come up. Let me say this quickly. Someone says, Vonnie says, Miss Nunez, I was most shocked and disappointed in one talk show personality on, he says, a PNM station. You know, people treat that. They call it a PNM station. Dominic, blasting you, even though you are an ex-PNM minister. Well, I mean, I don't know.
You mean is that Dominic Calvasari he's talking about?
No. There's Dominic on 91.9. He has a morning program called
that is right. I mean, that is right. And we know how it goes in media. So, I mean, if you want to think you're going into a little birthday party or a little, if you don't understand what politics is about and don't understand people have all kinds of agenda or agendae and all kinds of reasons, you're not ready. You're not ready to be in politics. So he's free to say what he wants. And, do I listen to that? I don't think so. But, Patrick, Mr. Pani made a good point. And I think one of the things that I remember him saying, he said, if you keep on looking in your back rearview mirror, you will never be able to go forward. So I can't look at that. He's entitled to his view, and I will press on.
Mr. Tesheira. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Karen. We have a big elephant in the room, right? and the elephant in the room, I don't know whether the elephant is male or female, but we know there's
Don't say that. That's not fair.
Okay. All right, there's an elephant in the room, right?
Yes, and you're adding people to the elephant. You want to be an elephant, you be the elephant.
Correct is right. Correct, right? So there are some concerns with respect to the PNM party electoral process. And I know that you have concerns about that. What are your concerns regarding this PNM party electoral process, especially this upcoming internal election?
Yes, and that's a concern that a lot of people share. I think I'm hopefully an open letter which I wrote to the Anthony Roberts, who I think is in charge of the whole process. And I expect it will be published in the papers and otherwise be on Facebook. So what was the concern is a time honored. We have always done 1 day of elections and then you'd count and that's it. That's how general elections are conducted in our country, where hundreds of thousands of people are involved in the voting process, and it's completed in 1 day, and the counting is done that same night, early into the morning. And I think the rationale would be that you do not want to leave any space for any ill-intentioned person to tamper or in any way impact in a negative way the real outcome of the election results. So what we really have, as someone pointed out to me, yes, you have voting on the 27th, I think 27th, 20th consecutively, but then you have a final day of voting on the 4th of December. So what you really have done is extended it from 1 day to 9 days. And that's the effect of it, because, and then in that period of time, which is, I expect, one of the reasons that we do it 1 day and we take the boxes safely into custody and all that goes with it, and you make sure they're representatives. But when it's a national election, but you make sure they are representatives to oversee the counting, what you're doing is creating an opportunity, creating a vacuum for persons to be able to, I would say, tamper and with those boxes. Now, you could tell me that won't happen, but we have to be realistic. We have to understand why create an unnecessary risk? Why put an unnecessary risk out there? I mean, if hundreds of thousands of people can do it in 1 day, certainly the few thousand that make up the PNM registered voters and those who want to vote in their various constituency, the exercise can be completed in 1 day, as it has always been. So that must raise eyebrows and give you a sense of unease. And I don't think any proper, any acceptable explanation has been given for taking this approach. It only seems to me to give opportunity for wrongdoing. And secondly, then when you do this, then the safeguarding of those boxes. Remember, this is not the independent body undertaking this as the EBC does. This is the party, and it's the party machinery that is doing this. So what are the safeguards in that period between the 26th and the 4th of December to ensure that we as the public can feel confident that those boxes will not be in any way tampered with? Why put that risk out there? It's an unnecessary risk. And then finally, which I have written a letter on, I kept hearing that you can't vote unless you have registered to 2 or 3 months before they call the date of the election. And everyone was giving me different answers. So Mohammed went to the mountain and I rang Balizé House, and I won't call the name of the person, but he is a person who is in a position to have given me an answer. And what he said to me, he said to me, well, you can register in your constituency. I said, well, if your constituency doesn't have the application forms, you could go, it's all very airy-fairy. If it's not there, well, you can go to another area to get the forms. And then when you fill out the forms, it has to be sent up to Balizé House. And this is what troubles me. And he says, and then when it goes up to Balizé House, it will take us some time, because they have to go through all the forms and decide which ones. Yeah, this is what I was told. They have to go through all the forms and decide which ones of them qualify to be registered. All of this mystery, all of this lack of transparency. Now, they may have a structure, and they may have factors that guide the process. Well, I don't know it. I don't know if they have published it. But what makes me very concerned is that the person to whom I spoke was saying they would now, I think I was yesterday, was saying to me, well, anyhow, are we going to sort everything out with the North and the East with the meeting? We'll have a meeting. And then the next day we go in San Fernando. Elections is just around the corner. You mean you cannot, as a seasoned party around since 1950 something, you cannot get your act in order, and more importantly, make sure that you communicate the information in a timely manner and in a manner in which the public has access to that information. Can't you do that? All of these factors that I mentioned does not create a sense of ease and does not seem to be consistent, in my respectful view, with what the PNM stands for. And people can get angry with me, but if they were on the other side, they would understand that something is not right about that. Whatever explanation they give, it's all unnecessary risk that they're putting and opening themselves, unfortunately, to allegations of impropriety. And finally on that, you know, a lot of times people wait after the fact to complain and say, oh, the thing wasn't fair and it was there. I'm not doing that. I am taking it frontally. I am asking the questions, and if they choose not to answer the questions, that in itself, therein hangs a tale. That either they don't know the answers, they're still trying to figure out what the answers should be, or they think I'm bold-faced to ask those questions, all of which is unacceptable. All of which is unacceptable. And then, so that's the state of play as I understand it now.
But Karen, let me say to you, after tonight, they will answer the question. Trust me.
Good luck. I asked the Prime Minister to release the self-financial report so many times, or even release the little part, the part that would deal specifically with me. It's radio silence. You know, it doesn't. One way of dealing with something is not to deal with it. You know, that is dealing with something. You know.
You see, Karen, and that is what people see in you: transparency and accountability. All you are calling for is transparency in the PNM internal election. That's all.
That's all. Absolutely.
That's all. All you ain't telling them how to do their job, but you want transparency. For example, I don't think there's anywhere in the world where you have 3 days of voting.
And it's really, you have to say, and
9 days.
9 days, you know, because that break between the 27th and the 4th, when you add up all the days, because I think it's only on the 4th that they'll start counting. It's equivalent. You're not voting every day, but you're stretching out the voting period for, I mean, nothing like America. I mean, a relatively small community, and you're stretching it out like that, and you have boxes kept where, and who has access to the boxes. I mean, they're not even explaining that.
You don't know what could happen these days, because people back to using coal pot these days. They might catch a fire, they might have a ballot them in a place with coal pot, and the coal pot and a bicycle in the corner, you know, saying down there, you know, and they might catch up, you know, they might have macaroni pie and ham on the coal pot with the coals, and it catch a fire, and there are ballots right there, and them ballots and them burn up, and they can't come them ballots no more.
They have to go to they want to get to the fire station, but they have to take a bicycle.
Yeah, you got to take the bicycle to for the firemen to come there, you know. But you know, we are making light of this, but this is a serious issue.
But I spoke about it. I don't know if I spoke about it on your show, because I've made the point so many times. But if I haven't, I think it's important to make it. The fact that the Prime Minister himself said, "Well, what you doing on the road? This kind of gesticulation? What you doing on the road all the time? Why you have to be wasting up gas like that? And why you can't be? Why you have to be? Not staggering the hours you're going. Why you all have to go to work at the same time? Forgetting people have young children and their lives that they're trying to go through. And then you have Keith Collins sitting on a bicycle with, I don't think that's a breadfruit. I've never seen a breadfruit that shape. But anyway, I think it was supposed to be a breadfruit. And then talk about coal pot and Shamfa Kaju boldly enough, who had 57,000 on roaming charges, so which the country forgave her, right? Is coming and standing in judgment. You know what that reminds me of? I've said it so many times, but it really does. Remember, Marie Antoinette was, they said, ascribed to her, that whilst they were living the life of luxury behind the gated walls of the Palais de Versailles, and
Let
they
them eat cake.
starving, that is right, Dan. Let them eat cake. No, she may not have said it, but some people say she did not say it. But the point is the lack of disconnection, the level of insensitivity to people who are hurting. I mean, is that what you expect from a prime minister? You don't want them to mollycoddle them. You don't want them to do, that's another extreme, but you certainly do not want to show a level of almost disdain and a lack of, and when your car that you drive, you know, the prime minister does, he did not take, he only took 350,000. That's what it was reported. And I believe that. And he did say about 2 years ago that he was going to cap it to 350, which he has not done. But there are ministers or members of parliament over $1 million that can buy something else, driving around in cars in which the duties, exemptions, etc., come up to over $1 million. And you telling somebody to take a bicycle?
Yeah, and Karen, not only that, but Marvin Gonzalez went on I-95.5, and he was asked a question about the bacon and the macaroni cheese. Before Marvin says, well, that is not what I meant. I apologize to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago if it was taken in the wrong place. He doubled down. He said, well, this is what I really mean when I say bacon and macaroni pie. Marvin, you're driving a car free. When you're pulling the gas station, you don't pay for gas, right? You don't pay rent. You don't pay for food. I mean, it's like they are totally out of touch with what's going on in the country. They are out of touch.
You want my political opinion on it, and as having been in cabinet and with some of these people, they have their instructions, you see. They have been given, because everybody is saying the same thing. And it says that you have paid a price. And I think the price is way too high. Unfortunately, they will find that out when they get a little older, when they're no longer in office. They will reflect on how, in my view, they compromise themselves in ways that they know are not right. And many of them, the Marvins and the Keith Scotlands and the Shamfa Kajo and the Prime Minister, starting with him, who leads the pack, they eventually, well, I don't know if the Prime Minister will ever, I think a little late in the day for him, but perhaps the younger ones, when they reflect and they go back into their communities, they are going perhaps to feel the shame of what they have said.
Well, Karen, we're going to go first, but we're not going to keep you long tonight because we
But I thought you were going to deal with me with CIB, your car.
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
And then we're gone, right? Because I already did have a long day. But Aunt Slim, when you call, I answer. That's sounding biblical, eh? What the Lord calls, you answer.
Yeah, Karen, I hear you. Well, let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. We have with us Mrs. Karen Nunes Tesheira, who is currently going up for the political leader of the PNM. And I want to ask you
WZYE 95.9 FM, Maplewood, New Jersey.
On WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this short break.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's individuals with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9. If you just joined us, we have with us, Mrs. Karen Nunes Tesheira, who is running for the political leader of the People's National Movement in the upcoming internal election. Diana, did you want to ask Mrs. Nunes something?
Yeah, earlier, because in talking, hi, Mr. Tesheira, how are you?
Hi. I wanted to ask a question too. We all got that name, DAT Triplets.
Well, the DAT Triplets is Diana, Anselm, and Tommy. So we call also DAT, the DAT Triplets.
I got you. Now
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand.
You know this who leading the charge, Diana.
It did not escape me, Dan. It did not escape me.
Woman is
It did
boss.
not,
Woman is
it
boss.
did not escape me. Believe you me. Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Tesheira, I wanted to ask you. You know, I've listened over the times you've come on the show, and I've listened to our listeners. You know, they've posed questions to me. How do you plan to what's the word I'm looking for? Shake shake off the lingering stigma, which some people say is good, of Mr. Manning.
But
Or the shadow. How do you plan to come out from under his shadow and be you, Mr. Tesheira?
Well, maybe I am biased, but the comments that I hear all the time is, "Oh my God, we didn't know what we had in Mr. Manning." This was a man, first of all, never involved in any wrongdoing or corruption. They tried their best, could find nothing. And one thing they all said is that he was committed to the country. Remember, he's the one that brought LNG to Trinidad. LNG saved Trinidad, that Atlantic LNG, it was he. Not that he was the first person to think of it. So I don't look at it as being in his shadow, not at all. In fact, what are the difficulties in our country in particular, which is a strength but is a weakness? It is because of the equal almost number in terms of race of both races and the issue of religion and culture and so on. So when a government starts doing something, you can't do it in your first year, start your second year, but it doesn't, to get it done well and to get something done well, it can't be done in 2 years, 1 year, and so on. You have to go back to the parliament to get the funding. So that is why countries like Singapore and Dubai have been very successful, partly because of the kind of what they call it. There is an expression they use. It's benevolent dictatorship. We don't want that. But why Point Lisa's industrial estate was, I think, part of the reason why we have that is because the PNM government was in office for so many years that they were able to see it to fruition. So I don't look at it as being in his shadow. I look at what his strategic objectives were, which are really based on the UNDP development goals of 2015 as refined, and telling you what you need to reach sustainable development. So I look at wanting to continue it, but put, of course, my own stamp on it because, of course, things change and context change. But I am a great believer in what he has done. And I do think that many people have expressed it and feel that they now understand what Mr. Manning meant to Trinidad and Tobago.
Why I asked you that question from the premise of how he left the office, you know, and the discourse and the rancor, the apparent, you know, the reported rancor, because I wasn't there, you know, how they chased him and stuff. So I just wanted to know if that would be a stumbling block to you, you know, going forward, which you answered it.
Well, I answered it too. And to be fair, I have great admiration for Mr. Manning. I think I'm probably one of 4 people that has been unswerving in my loyalty to him, because I believe in his vision and his sense of mission. But I do understand the sense of disappointment that people would have felt that he called the election after 2.5 years. Certainly didn't allow people to finish their whatever their projects or plans were, and put a lot of them in difficult situations. So I do understand that aspect of it, and to say otherwise would not be being honest.
So Karen, let me say a special welcome to Bishop Victor Philip. Victor Philip. Welcome you in the village, Victor Philip. You know, Victor Philip knows very well, very, very well. Bishop Victor Philip very well is very well involved in the campaign. And Victor Philip, you are Bishop Victor Philip, you are a great man, I must say. Karen, let's get back to CIB, because we're not going to keep you long. Let's get back to CIB. Let's address CIB.
Yes. Okay, I'll try to address this as simply as I can. Number one, what people are doing and what is the mistake they're making. They're saying that I was involved in insider trading. Now, insider trading has a specific meaning. It means that you have a company that is intending, like what happened with Martha Stewart. The board has decided to issue new shares, a public offering of shares. It's being kept secret. The price is a certain amount, and once it goes out in the market, the price is going to go up. So you go against what is in the legislation, and you tell certain people, well, listen, buy up these shares because we're going with an IPO, a public offering, and the shares are going to be worth more, which is what happened with Martha Stewart. So that's not what they mean. They use the term, but it's not what they really mean. What they really mean is this. They are saying that Clico Investment Bank, which is family-owned, a privately owned company, family-owned company, that I knew beforehand that the company was going to collapse, that there was going to be a run on the company, and that I took out my money in order for that not to happen to me. I want to say that they sometimes mix me up with the Clico issue, which is where a lot of people felt a lot of pain because they lost millions of dollars. I never had any of that product. And in fact, I've gotten a letter, which I'm going to collect tomorrow, first one I lost. I'm thankful that she's rewriting it over, which says that I, nor my husband, nor my children ever had that executive flexible thing. I hadn't even heard of it before. So that's the one that they're angry about. The CIB issue is that, which people don't recognize, is that all persons who were third parties, the government ensured that over time, they transfer the funds to First Citizen, and over time they got back their money. That is CIB. So the issue, of course, is that who was not a third party? All of the directors, chairmen, past and present within the last 3 years, their spouses and children were treated as though they were not third parties. And without calling names, leave it to you to understand that some of them had millions of dollars in there and apparently knew long in advance that they were in trouble and were hoping that if they assisted the government, that the government would then allow them to benefit from that, the taxpayers, the money from, the taxpayers' money. I said, absolutely not. We're not doing that. The governor said that, and we put it in legislation. So my point is finally on that, and that will be the final point on that. This has happened 12 years ago. I mean, if I did that to you, you were chairman or a director or someone senior who had millions of dollars there and you lost it all because this past Minister of Finance and Governor said that you will not take any money because you are not a third party, I would make it my business to find the person who whispered in my ear, called me, telephoned me, texted me, whatever, and bring me down and let the world know and Trinidad know. In spite of the fact we prevented a run on the country. People don't focus on Karen, but they don't focus on the fact that there was no lineup outside Clico. There was no lineup out of the Republic Bank, which Clico owned 51% shareholding in. They were the largest landowner besides the government. There was no run in this country. There was no instability in this country because people had confidence in what the government, me representing the government, the governor, and Mr. Dupree, who had to smile, and I had to smile at him to ensure that people felt a sense of confidence. So my answer to that is, I have said to people, do not go to the police, go to the media. Tell them who it is. Because apparently the Inspector of Financial Institutions, the Governor of the Central Bank, the Board of Directors of Republic Bank, the Board of Directors of Clico Investment Bank, the Board of Directors of Clico, the Board of Directors of Finance, apparently they were completely unaware that there was going to be a run on the bank. But I, Karen Tesheira, knew what they did not know. So they put the spotlight on me, but none on the persons who really should be accountable because they would have known that. And if they are saying that I knew, it is in their interest to bring me down, especially now, to destroy me now by saying, this is the person that told her. And the fact that I have said to them, and I say it on your show, I don't want you to go to the police. Make sure you know that you have a court close, so don't be lying. Don't get yourself lying. Eh? But I am saying, come on the media and say how you called me, who you called, what time you called, and how you gave me that information. And more importantly, ask your Prime Minister why you can't release his self-financial report. Why you felt that you could clear Faisal Roy was nowhere part of the whole inquiry. I am PNM too. He's PNM too. Why are you making this distinction with me as a PNM and him as a PNM? So that, to me, I am part of the PNM. I am a part of you. So wouldn't you want to clear my name? But up to now, I cannot get him to. I wrote a letter in the papers. I wrote to the DPP through my lawyers. And for nothing can I get them to come out and say that what I did wrong. I think what they say is all the things I did was the right things to do, which is why we did not get the run. And then we lost office in 2010, and the story would have turned then. But I call on anyone, and you have the motivation. You have the motivation because you didn't get the money. You have, and you know who I'm speaking up to. Bring the person who came and told me, who sent the message to me. And by the way, when I took out my money, I did not know. Now, let me just be very careful. I did not know that if I knew anybody there, because my husband had been dead 3 years. I was working at law school. So I was so upset with Kiko because I know they wanted to fire my husband. And I don't want to go into that, but he knew that before he died. He told me they want me to go. I'm ready to go. So I was so disenchanted with Kiko and CL Financial. That was the motivated thing. I said, I don't want anything to do with these people. And that was the time of the financial crisis when everything was going back. Everybody was going bankrupt. And I said, let me take my money out of there as a private citizen in a family-owned company. And that's what I did. But I beg you, Mr. Prime Minister, if you don't want to release the wholesale financial report because it will reveal the wrongdoing of persons who you want to protect, at least as a PNM and the minister at the time who had no argument with you, say what they said about me. And those of you who were angry with me and the governor because you were not treated as a third party and you lost millions of dollars that you thought we were going to pay you, come out and destroy me now. Come out. 12 years. You see how I'm not telling those in the police, come out and say it.
Well,
that's all I have to say on that issue.
Yeah,
I don't think I can say any more on it.
Yeah, let me say this, right, Karen? I think, and I keep saying this, Karen.
Yeah.
When I listen to you, I hear transparency and accountability. So all these radio hosts and talk show hosts who are absolutely clueless about what insider trading is, they are absolutely clueless about what front running is, they are absolutely clueless about market manipulation. All they have is a mic in front of them, and they say, well, I read in the papers, our Barbados papers, that, yes, she take out she money, and we want to know why she take out she money. You guys are clueless. And Karen, I've said this, I've told them, and I've been on the radio station trying to tell them, I will put my 23 years on the New York Stock Exchange, 23 years of working in the New York Stock Exchange, dealing with insider trading, market manipulation, and front running any day. And I could defend what you did, and I can tell them, because Karen, and I want to just go to one or two questions each. But Karen, listen to this, right? If what you did is so illegal, how come you never even nobody never come to you and say, well, boy, Karen, we have a case against you, we had the DPP doing an investigation, the commissioner of police doing an investigation, maybe we could even bring the army. Now we bring the army doing an investigation.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I wasn't going to mention it, but you see, you're right, I'm transparent. And sometimes it's not so good for me to be as transparent as I am.
No, that's good. That's good.
Okay, well,
that's good.
You be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Before I got involved in politics, formally, apparently at that time, the Prime Minister still had the power of veto. And the person who was acting DPP, Carla Brown Antwine, who is the daughter of Hazel Brown, who just died, and it was so disrespectful to me at a meeting that I had as a pre-budget meeting. I had to tell the communication manager, don't ever let her come back here, because if she wants to ask me about policy and procedures, I'm pretty willing to do that, but I'm not going to allow her to come here and be personal with me and be disrespectful to me. And why her mother felt that way was because Mr. Manning, as Prime Minister, exercised his power of veto and did not appoint her as the DPP. And there was a lot of marching and so on. I just used to read the papers and see that was going on. And eventually she left and went to the judiciary, which, by the way, some lawyer brought her up for saying something where he said that, well, can't remember it, so I don't want to get myself in trouble. But I know it did not reflect well on her. And it was big news and it did not make her look good. And I have to say to myself, there's a God above. But in any event, what she did, she's listening, she's a lawyer. What she did, which was very unethical, she gave, because I have to say, she gave Kamala in the parliament a letter saying that I can't remember the name of the legislation, under section so and so or some act, that I was in breach of this and that it was going to be investigated and so on. And Kamala read it into the records of the parliament when I was on my way to Barbados. Well, my lawyers dealt with her because, first of all, the legislation deals with public and state-owned companies, not family-owned companies. And she had to have known that the legislation and the provision could not apply to my situation because the company was a family-owned, privately owned company, and therefore I had no duty of whatever as a state-owned company. And she had to have known that. And if she didn't know it, then she is clueless. She was clueless and incompetent. And if she did know it, she did it out of spite. And so she did that, and I'm on my way to Barbados, and then they calling me to ask me. I didn't even know what they asked me about. So to give a long story short, we decided they were so wicked, so wicked. I understand, and I can't say where I got the information from, but it was impeccable that I was promised my head on a plate, because you see, they think I am dishonest like they are. I would do what they would do. They can't believe I wouldn't do what they would do. So they paint me with their brush. So they took me to the Integrity Commission. I can't remember. He's the one that does it all the time. And he made a general allegation against me, which was very broad-based. He didn't really say anything because he didn't even know what he was supposed to be accusing me of. They brought down a man from London, from Canada, a forensic accountant. And you know, the joke about it is, I'm telling you the truth, being very, what is the word for it, transparent. I won't say who the lawyer is, but he's well known if I call his name. And he has said to me, Karen, you know, when you go inside there, you can't lose your cool, huh? You just have, because they are the ones in control, they carry me, you know, because this was, the opposition was in power. So I went in there, this man asking me about the house I have, about the house that I own. I said, what has that got to do with what you asked me about Clico? What has that got to do with that? Even the person who died, he is dead now, he himself was taken aback. And then I said something that then they knew. I said, let me just say to you this. I was approached to help out, and I won't call the name, but somebody who should want to see me suffer and want to make sure I am destroyed. I said that I was asked to assist that person, and I said, no way. I said, right now in the United States, Obama is taking away People's Commission. I said, I don't want to get into too detail about who it is, because then you'd be able to guess. But then I said in the end, I am not doing that at all. And I will not be the cheese that stands alone, because everybody, after it is discovered who it is, they will all say, she's stupid, huh? But you got herself involved. So the person who was there from Trinidad, an accountant, now understood, and the commission now understood how clean my hands were. The gentleman got so aggressive that my lawyer, not me, I kept calm, my lawyer broke the meeting and told him we need to come back in again, because it was getting so heated, because he had been given clearly to me an assignment and it was not working. So eventually they couldn't think of anything, but they needed to give me a letter. So they wrote me a letter, and very vague. So I can tell you who my lawyers were then, Douglas Mendez and Michael Corminer. So at the time, they kept asking them, what is it you're saying she did wrong? Just tell us what she did wrong, what thing she broke. They keep on not answering. Then finally, which is why I'm getting the letters and I'm going to put them online so everybody could see it for themselves. Finally, when they got a letter from my lawyer saying, listen, there's 6 months to bring a judicial review application to review the decision of the Integrity Commission to send a letter to the DPP without advising Mrs. Tesheira what is the thing that you say she has done wrong. And when they got that letter, they backtracked one time and apologized and said, oh, they're very sorry. No, they didn't even say very sorry. It was hard for them to apologize. But whatever they said is they backtracked and apologized it because they knew that if I had gone to the court, I would have mashed them up. It would show the perversity, the bad mind, and the wickedness of that investigation. So that has left me, I am going to tell you, from judge to Integrity Commission to cabinet ministers, which I could give you lots of stories about them, and so many other people that people hold in esteem. I probably know a story about nearly every last one of them over time. And what I have learned about nearly every single one of them is they talk the talk, but they do not walk it. And that is why they're probably frightened for me, because I know they're searching. They're using flambeau, they're using torchlight. They don't have anything on me. I'm sorry. I know I want to tell them, I know you are disappointed, and I know it hurts you, because when Camille Robinson took 148,000 in cash from one bank to another, and you and Faris already Prime Minister said you were satisfied with nothing wrong. When Stuart Young could have over 100 or whatever recusals because so many of the notes that were coming before the cabinet, his family or he had an interest in those notes, and you left him there. When you left Faris AG with his number of notes, and again him having to go through the process of recusal, right? Because he or his family had an interest in the matters before cabinet, and they left them in their post, and we don't know how many passed or did not pass. Listen to me. You wouldn't want to know the things I know, and that's why sometimes they leave me alone, because you know what? If they challenge me, I will say it.
Karen.
So Karen, let me quickly just go to a few.
Yeah, I have to go. My God, you know you're supposed to only go till
it's half an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's half an hour.
Yeah. So
you know, I have to sleep too.
Tommy has a question, answer.
Tommy never asked me anything. Come, Tommy, ask me.
Where, Tommy?
Karen, what I suspect is gonna be happening with you is that distractions are gonna be so many, you're not gonna have time to focus on the real issues. Because we could see time and time again, your time is being wasted with all the distracting allegations that are coming out from your opponents. Mm-hmm. Therefore, what would happen, and what seems to be happening, is that you're not getting enough time to focus on some of the solutions that we need in the country.
Well, Tommy, I appreciate your comment, but contrary, sorry, I don't want to seem to be.
I know you got to clear the air. I know you have to clear the air.
We know that this issue has only recently surfaced. Prior to that, even when I made my announcement, I have spoken on so many times on agro industry, the cultural tourism, issue of how we can get more gas production, the issue of chewing and reducing our 80% of the food we eat is being imported, the issue of reducing the amount of foreign, what you call them, I don't want to call any names because I don't want to get in trouble to call any particular franchises which bring no value to the country and keep people in a cycle of poverty. I've spoken so many times about what I would do if I were to come into office. This issue, I have been advised by others, I need to put it out there and clear it up as much as I can. But I have spent a lot of time in saying what I would do, and I have articulated, but I take what you say and I will bear it in mind going forward. But I think that the issue needed to be dusted off the shelf, and then I would leave it. I think I've said enough, given enough of an explanation, and if you want to continue to run with it, run with it. But will focus on hoping to be a good leader of the PNM party, bring back the essential foundation, aims and objectives. I wrote them all down. Aims and objectives of the People's National Movement, that to its original moorings, that we see that the country as a whole and a few people benefit from the energy and energy sector in this country, and that we make an effort now to understand that oil is a function of price and production, and that the investors in our energy sector are not local but they're foreign, and they will pick up their Georgie bundle and leave because their shareholders want a return on their investment. And so I have articulated at least 3 things that I put on the table. I've written articles in the papers on it. I've said, look at what Mauritius has done with the sugarcane when the sugarcane market collapsed, and how they did the same thing we should be doing, which is our competitive advantage, which is the mixture of our race, our religion, and our ethnicity. The fact that our people are very sophisticated, the fact that we have a NAPA, a SAPA, the Stadia, Arthur Lockjack, UTT, so many training institutions that have prepared our people to put together very well-heeled, top of the line events, and make tourism, culture, and arts. In fact, tourism is called Ministry of Tourism, and I wrote an article on cultural tourism, and then I see they call themselves tourism, culture, and arts. So I have put forward many positive suggestions, and I would also, for example, as they do in Barbados, Diane will know that in St. John, they continue to grow sugar, but not for sugar to grow, because you can't compete with Latin America or the Asian countries. You just can't compete for price. But using that sugar for the rum. So we have Angostura, and we can make all kinds of rum-based drinks that they become the champagne, or you can make it a champagne in itself, because we have the level of sophistication. There's also a man in Trinidad that grows organic sugar, and then we can have him package it properly so that he can sell it in the Harrods. And then, of course, with the young people, take them off of the subsidy. You're not going to succeed with all, because some of them gone too far to save. But you can start, like what Holland has done, is the second largest global exporter of food, and they're 224 times smaller than the United States. But they're using all of their technology to do that. We started before. We have a Faculty of Agriculture, a Ministry of Agriculture, and we started with that institute in Trinidad before UE was formed. So we can do the market to table. We can make an investment in the micro and the small investors, and have an apprenticeship and help them to grow their business so that they can become entrepreneurs and contribute to the country and the development of the country. And so what I've just said to you, I've said it repeatedly on many shows, but I take it into account, and I will try to refrain from going down that rabbit hole and say, I think I've spoken enough about it, and that's let's think going forward.
So Karen, let me just give you one last question before you go, because you said
Tommy, is that fair? Huh?
Unmute your mic, Tommy. Unmute your mic.
Is that, have I answered your question?
He's got.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I didn't realize my mic was muted, but you have answered my question fair. However, just be mindful of the fact that distraction is going to keep you away from your goal.
It's not, I understand what you're saying, and I hear what you're saying, and I respect what you're saying, and I've heard you, and thank you for the advice.
Karen, someone wants to know if you ever listened to PNM station 91.9.
91.9 or 91.5? 95.5.
No, 91.9 is the street. 91.9 FM. It's Iowa George radio station.
Okay, I'll tell you the truth on that. When I was first in government, the first rounds, I remember going up to Mrs. Manning and saying, Mrs. Manning, how are you able to deal with constant onslaught on you? And I think at that time they were saying that she was staying in the Hyatt for a week because she and Mr. Manning wouldn't get in along or whatever it was. I said, how are you able to deal with all those slings and arrows coming at you? She said, you know what I do? I don't listen to the radio. I don't go to the television. and I curate the information I get. And that's what I have done. And that way, you keep your laser focus on what you believe is necessary to build the country. You look at what they do in the United Kingdom in terms of dealing with the inflation by pushing growth and increasing the interest rate to encourage savings as well as to bring down the circulation of money. So I focus on what is necessary. Mr. Manning did that apparently when he was in opposition. I heard Mr. Manning told me that, and Mrs. Manning told me. She said he would sit down in the garage all hours of the night just planning what he's going to do. Mission and vision, mission and vision. So to answer your question, is I was George from South, I was originally from South, but I don't know if listening to those commentaries and so on are going to be helpful to me. And I have a team that if there's something I need to hear and know, I'm confident they will let me know.
Okay, Karen. So we're gonna respect your time, and we're gonna say thank you so much, Karen. We appreciate you giving us the time here on WZYE 95.9 FM. If any closing words you like to say before you go?
No, I just thank your station, which I know it's yours. I mean, I'm so respectful of you and admire you so much. You know, you tell us, you've said the True Macaque. I mean, to come from True Macaque as a young Black man, I don't know if you had both parents in your home, and the ambition.
One parent, my mother.
And the ambition and drive unswerving that you own the station and that you have become a professor at the university. You continue, you on Wall Street, you said, for 23 years. You are a man for whom I have a great admiration. And I will say that I thank you for giving me an opportunity to reach out to diaspora. And Diane, although you don't say much, I know you're listening to me, and you know I'm always picking up on Barbados because I have a lot of for Barbados, huh?
I asked you a question tonight, though, but you answered.
Can you imagine, Diane? You asked me something. I felt so good, and then Tommy, I heard what you had to say, and it's never good not to listen to advice, especially when there's merit in it.
Karen, thank you so very kindly. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
take care. All right. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.
There you have it.
There you have it.
Good night, Karen.
Yeah.
There you have it. You know, they bumping the gum, and they don't know what they don't know the truth, the meat of the matter. You know, they're using words that they don't comprehend.
And you know what it is, and Tommy, I hear what you are saying. I fully hear what you are saying. But you see, you know what, Tommy boy? You see, when you're dealing with Trinidadians, if you let something sit, it will fester. It will start from a sore, then it will become a boil, then it will spread from your hand to your foot, to your toes, your head, everything. If you don't nip it in the bud, you have to address it face on. And you see, she addressed the Clico Investment Bank. It's not like somebody hemming and hawing and running away from something. She's running away from it.
I agree that she addressed it and she has to get it aired and over and done with. But she cannot waste her entire campaign
dealing with that. Yeah,
exactly, because you have to realize that they know whoever is out there that's working against her, they know what they're doing. They know that diversionary tactics are afoot. They know it's distraction, and that once they distract her, she will never be able to focus on presenting.
And get the message out. And it'll always be, and she always be explaining that. She has to find a succinct 2-liner or 4-liner to answer that question and move on to other issues, because they're going to try to make that the main distraction, and she's not going to get a chance to talk about all the plans she has for the country, right? So that is what they're planning to do. Yeah,
correct, because the amount of time she's going to spend on distraction is going to take away from her true mission, and her focus is going to be lost, and she has to be conscious and mindful of that. That's all I'm saying.
She has to do her communications person.
Tommy, we're getting some feedback from you. We're getting a little bit of feedback from you.
I'm put on my headset. Hold on.
Yeah.
What she has to do, her communications person, she has to have these answers there, and stay. What she has to do is say the same thing over and over. That's it. But when they finally get in the head, okay, you're not facing me, because they're gonna use that, and she's not gonna get a chance to talk about what the plan she has. And they're gonna make it become an issue. Oh, the clique, oh, the clique, oh, the clique. I'm like, the woman talk about it. We gotta go back there again for. But that's your PNM people answer.
And Diana, what amazes me is this, right? It amazes me, right, that a fella called a radio station and he said, I used to walk down on Wall Street, and when I go to the New York Stock Exchange, you see them people running, and a man used to go, I paraphrasing, a man used to go and put something up on a wall, and I said, but wait now, boy. And well, the person who he calling really don't know much about Wall Street, so they really can't answer him. They just have to listen, right? Yeah, boy, yeah, he can think, and oh, you know what? I have the clip. I will play the clip for you next time. I go play the clip for you. And I say, Lord have his mercy. Lord have his mercy. Them is the people you have to deal with. And they think they are so intelligent.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. And I tell them, you see the sad thing it is, we in Trinidad and Tobago, I tell them, it's the 4Ds. They want to destroy you. They want to discredit you. They want to dismiss you. And if they cannot do the 3 of those, they will try to demonize you.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. But what I've noticed, just in my observation, the politics of Trinidad and Tobago is riddled with bacchanal and confusion, like you would say.
Correct.
Yeah.
And regardless of which party it is that is in power or that is seeking power, they focus on distraction, on bacchanal, on half-truths, innuendos, and things that matters not to the John public. Now, John public is so duped and out of focus that they themselves get pulled into and sucked in by all the bacchanal and confusion and lose track of what they need to focus on. And it happens election after election, year after year, term after term. And that's what I've noticed in Trinidad and Tobago with the politics. That has to change. We have to educate the public so that they would not be distracted and that they would focus on what would make their lives better. And over, we have to keep pounding this mantra to them that we have to get them focused. We have to get them conscious. They have to come out of that stupor, that sleep that they're in, that keeps them in.
Keep them hypnotized.
You see, Tommy, I hear you loud and clear. I hear you loud and clear, Tommy. But you see, when you playing defense, and what happens is that with these parties, it's like, if you talk about my leader, I don't care whether it's right or wrong. I don't like them, right? I don't like the UNC, or the UNC don't like the PNM. So everybody playing defense. Everybody on defense, because I got to defend. I got to defend my party. And I noticed in your party.
I noticed in Trinidad and Tobago, the most salient, the rumor, they go on with it. Bacchanal and confusion.
What happens is that good solutions get lost in the mix because it gets overshadowed by foolishness.
Bacchanal and confusion.
We wanted it. I know Scotland talked about bikes and stuff, but we want to reduce the carbon footprint. We have to really think about bringing back, and we want to reduce the traffic jams and so on and so forth. We really have to think about what some people in the first world are doing, and we have to bring back bike lanes. As a matter of fact, the introduction of e-bikes or electric bikes is changing the landscape quickly in many of these first world countries. And Trinidad, we have to take a look at it. Yes, we know when rainfall that we may have a flash flood in record time. That's all the reason better.
Wait. Stop in there, Tommy. Stop in there. Why they having flash flood in quick time? Because the same bacchanal people from bacchanal confusion, they're disposing of the garbage incorrectly. You understand?
Right.
So them
Well,
themselves, they
well, that's
can't use the e-bike, they can't ride the bike. Why is it when the flood, sorry to jump into me, but why is it when the rains come, you're seeing refrigerator floating going down, you're seeing mattress, you're seeing all these plastic bottles? Huh? John Public needs to dispose of their garbage correctly and stop
that's
clogging up the
correct.
drains.
That's correct. And also some of the waterways have to be improved. Additionally, I agree. It's twofold. It's not just
Yeah.
them dumping, but it's
but
also
Tommy,
that the infrastructure needs to be updated and upgraded and maintained.
but Tommy, I think that the reason why Scotland brought this up is because he was trying to defend a position, and
I fully agree.
he used that biting to defend his position, which was an abysmal failure. And
Failure.
I
here's
fully
why.
agree, but I fully agree. But I also want to say that if he
Well,
really cares about bike, he would do what's right so that bikes can be truly used to help and
He
not
and
just to
he
reduce,
and
not just
he, Marvin
not.
Gonzalez and Rohan Sinanan, they all
Tommy,
need to fix the
Tommy,
roads.
Tommy, that fella is not even a minister. He's an MP. He's an MP. What he could do? What he could do? He have
Yeah,
only
well,
input. He not in charge of no ministry. He's an
yeah, well,
MP. Now, Tommy, think about this, right? If Scotland was serious, Scotland would have put on the table, not when you're trying to defend the indefensible. He should have put on the table, you know what? We need to have bike lanes in Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have bike lanes from San Fernando to Port of Spain so people could ride bikes and they ride in a bike lane, in a safe bike lane. Right? When you want to
yeah,
defend that point and you throw that up there, you throw it up, and then you want to defend the next point and you throw up coals, or you take all your coals in the house and all wherever cancer they get from the coals, right? Scotland ever thought about that?
Mm-hmm.
You ever thought about that?
Y'all have
Eh?
a brain to think.
I mean, come
yeah.
on, right? So he was just. I keep saying this. Scotland had some spaghetti. He throw it up on the wall to see what go stick. But you say, boy, boy, the coal pot ain't stick, All right. Let me throw the bicycle up on. That ain't stick either. Marvin Gonzalez come. Hey, Bacon boy, what up? Man skate down.
Yeah,
He come back
yeah, well,
again. Macaroni pie, what up? Then Shamfa Kojo come. Everybody wants everything. What up? It ain't sticking. And a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
the things they are saying just not sticking.
I agree. I agree. I agree that they're on foolishness, but they need to focus on real solutions and stop the garbage.
No real solution they want to focus on. What? They're not focusing on no real solutions.
Well,
I
some
call it on John Public. You want better road system. You want the flooding to somewhat not be so inconveniencing. Stop disposing of one of garbage in the
And
wrong place.
I hear you, but I believe that is minimum with respect to the flooding in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, we have to say due to climate change as well,
yes,
The
yes.
climate change is the culprit. Yeah.
It's flooding in all parts of the world, right? But I can tell you all this. Back in where it was, boy, I don't even remember. I hope my partner Larry listening. Larry, my partner, I was calling Big Time Entertainment. Larry, Big Time Entertainment, 1, 2, 3, and 4. He not just entertainment one, He's Big Time Entertainment 1, 2, and 3, 4, right? Larry took me with a guy to a place in Canarsie, right? Canarsie
You
used
talking
to flood
about
out.
wait. You talk about Larry in Brooklyn?
Yeah, Larry in Brooklyn. Larry's my partner.
I
You
know
know
Larry.
Larry? Yeah, Larry's my real partner. Larry took me to a fella who was in charge of a kind of a pump in Canarsie. Because remember when they had that big storm, Canarsie flood out, and people lost their house, they lost all kind of. Take me there. Tommy boy, they have a big pump inside of there. They just take the water when they think the river gonna oversee its banks, they take it, they put it in a place and store it. I don't forget how much gallons of water they can store. One set of gallons. Store it, right? And when the river goes down, they pump it back out in the river. And so far, Canarsie has not have a flood since. I hope I get in because it's Canarsie. Have not a flood since. I brought a PNM person and we went down there and we see the place. I said, listen, this is something all you have to do in Trinidad to help with some of the flooding. Right? Okay. What do you think happened?
Hmm.
And that was over a
Nothing.
decade ago.
Nothing.
Nada. So when Scotland and them, all of them is Johnny come latelys. The Johnny come
Because
latelys.
you know why? You're living outside. So you don't know nothing going on. You're living outside. You can't find out what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago by reading the news, Googling, or there credible stories on social media. All I hear is you're not on the ground. You living outside. Hello. Where do I have to be to read about what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago? I could be on Mars and reading it.
Yep.
I say, if someone throw a cup of water in the road, Trinidad will flood.
Oh Lord. Oh my God.
Dana says
we
climate
are some
change is something
comedians.
this government don't care about because they don't have to stay and live in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Takesha says they need to put some of these police officers back on bicycle.
Oh Lord. With
Because when you
the
call
short
this season,
pants.
the officers
Well,
say they have no vehicles to come. You know, that's true. You know?
whoever the electric bikes that now the world is seeing and they're going good speeds, they can put them on some of the bikes.
Maybe little
would-
scooter like boy, yeah.
Highly say a neglected infrastructure is not climate change. Now, it has something to do with climate change too, man. The weather pattern. All right. Lana says any government that don't care about country or citizen is not a good government. Now, there are too many behaviors that fall in that way. Here, Takesha, we saw the clip. As a matter of fact, Diana have made a clip with Errol Fabian in the hospital. If you got a chance, we go show that clip as well. Yeah, we know Errol Fabian was in an accident and he's in the hospital. Right?
Wish him a speedy recovery. Was he driving or riding?
Yeah, he was in a vehicular accident. And serious. He's all right, but he looks like he's badly dinged up in a hospital bed.
Well, Errol, we wish you a speedy recovery, my friend.
Yeah, preparating myself.
We do. Yeah. Ali says, Tommy, the people in position is back analysis. It's what they educated in, not nurses' expectations. You know, and the thing about it, boy, is that, you know, if they will take, we are not saying that we have to fix it all for Trinidad and Tobago, you know.
Nope.
But we have seen some things that can work in the country. Try one of it. Just take one or two of them and just try it and see what happens. Just try it. Just try it and see what happens. All right. If Scotland want bike, Scotland, you know, you start something and then it
he would ride a bike, he said.
Hey,
you know,
bikes are coming back.
I mean,
in a new.
Now watch me now. Watch me. Let me play devil's advocate. Watch me. So they bring back bikes, right? And they put the infrastructure down for the bike. So guess who's gonna get the contract to supply the bikes? Anybody want to take a guess?
No, I don't want to guess.
No, that's too hard. That's too hard a question you asked there, Diana.
Yeah. I ain't guessing. I ain't guessing, Diana.
Guess who's gonna have the contract to supply those bikes?
Ellis.
Yeah, don't get Ellis. Ellis getting work, boy.
Ellis is a businessman.
Huh? I guess who's gonna have the contract to service the bikes? Okay.
Yeah.
Diana, you can start a company servicing Ellis bikes.
Servicing the bikes? Yeah, that you can look out for you see the corruption coming all over again. I guess we're gonna get why we are there? Yeah. Let me play guessing game. Guess who's going to have the contract to build the bike lanes?
Oh.
Yeah. Whoever.
To mark out the bike
No,
lane.
some
Because you can't put
contractor from
somebody on that. Huh?
no, some contractor from the BTM or Batavia, one of them go get a contract. What's wrong with you?
Yep.
But I want to see
Some
a young lady
contractor
sitting
from
on
the
sitting in a hot sun riding. Huh? Ride. Ooh.
So
And
Takesha
you're
says
trying to
to be
get
honest, the way how they pay them.
hmm?
Takesha says to be honest, the way the PNM government moving with the people in this country, Miss Nunez have to come real good. She go come real good. She go
Yeah.
come. She come in real good.
Yeah.
Ken John
If
says, I wish you good luck, Karen, but Rowley is a dictator and he will thief to win the next PNM internal election.
oh.
Hold up. Let me say this.
Mhm.
Hold on. Hold a minute.
Play the
Listen up.
disclaimer.
Yeah.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
We gotta get it out that way.
What?
Right? No. Go ahead, Diana.
Well, honestly, what all you gonna do? Yeah,
What is that?
riding a bike in the hot sun or rain with no shelter. Great
that?
is Scotland like Columbus. What they need to do is bring back a train system.
Ulrich, welcome.
Invest in a train system. That's what they need to do.
Diana, whatever they're doing, they
And
ought to
they
be
need to-
looking at whatever they're doing, they ought to be looking to reduce the carbon footprint. Because that's the focus
So
of the world right now.
train is not gonna help. Train is not gonna do that, right?
Electric trains will.
But that's what I'm saying. You see all them streets in Port of Spain? Move out the cars from there, certain areas, where you're shopping. And you don't have
But Diana,
trolley. I mean,
Diana,
go ahead.
Diana and Tommy.
Yeah, I'm listening. We're hearing you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Parking in Port of Spain is very. Listen to this.
You're buffering.
Right? Alternate side of the street parking. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You park on alternate side. And if you do park in the city, you have to pay like, wait this boy, $1 an hour, 50 cents an hour, whatever it is. You have to pay to park in the city. Right? Why haven't we had? Oh, you know what? I shouldn't say that. Because if they have it, we know who that contract will go to.
Here we go.
You know who that contract will go to.
That's another way of collecting.
Again,
Yeah, that's another way of collecting revenue,
benefit,
which can go back into fixing the streets. Why you want to tax people?
If you want to drive in Port of Spain, you take your responsibilities to park it. Now, another person had suggested a parking garage in Port of Spain. I think it is a great idea, but we have to be careful with the bandits on them, right? Because if you have valet parking, like they have most of them in New York City, it's valet parking, so you're not worried about that. But if you have to go and park your own car in one of them parking garage, and it's not well lit, you could run into difficulties.
Excuse.
And it has happened in Chicago with some parking garage. So I believe that if you have valet parking for people, that will take a lot of cars off the streets. And as we said, HOV lanes. Right? But I don't hear them fellas and them talking about these type of solutions,
And they need to fix them sidewalks in Port of Spain. Sidewalks in Port of Spain so uneven. Huh?
You want them to do
Them
everything?
sidewalks important. Them sidewalks important. It's so uneven. You're walking. If you don't be careful, you're going in some little mini crevice. I'm like, my God. And you can't walk in the road. And then you got to step down it way down. You got to step. They don't make allowances for people with any slight, mobility impediment. I mean, they need to take the traffic out of Port of Spain. Only make it walking and put like a couple of the cross streets. Let the trolley pass by and drop at certain corners. They'll learn where you're dropping you. And take that traffic out of Port of Spain. That's what they need to do.
No,
Can't walk
Hailey,
nowhere.
So this is what Hailey says. Listen to what Hailey says. Designing a city with taxpayers' dollars.
Oh, Lord.
To then charge the same taxpayers for parking in the city that is crooked and not honest. That's very honest. You have to make a decision. You want to drive in the city? Drive in. Nobody stopping you. When you're driving the city, there are consequences for you driving into the city. You have to make a choice. You want to drive, you want to take public transport, whatever they have in place. They have to put other things in place. Right?
Yep.
However, when you're driving to the city and you want to park on the streets, you have to pay to park on the streets.
And the revenue collected goes back to maintaining the streets and cleaning them. And beautifying the pavements and stuff. I don't know. I just pay the park when I go in city, yeah.
Vonnie, where you want me bring my partner my TK for? Vonnie, why you want me to bring my TK? Tell me now. Why you want me to bring my TK? No, but Hailey, you don't want property tax. Right? You don't want to ease congestion in the tongue. What you really want, Hailey? Tell me what you want. Tell me what would be acceptable to you in order for you to pay as far as tax is concerned. Right? And Diana, you raise a valid point. I want people in Trinidad and Tobago to tell us we don't pay tax in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
We pay value-added tax every time we spend on something in Trinidad and Tobago.
We spend, yep. So we entitled to the perks as a citizen.
Stop with that. Them don't, and there's always say, yeah, them don't pay no tax, them living in America. Whenever I come to Trinidad and I go to the store and I buy something and I pay value-added tax, I'm paying tax dollars.
Amen.
What else talk about?
And plenty too,
Please. Plenty.
Our tax due on remittances.
The VAT.
When they pay tax we pay tax on Western Union. I show Trinidad collecting part of that.
Yeah.
Right? Western Union, when they in Trinidad, have to pay tax. Right?
People
go to pick it up. You go to charge you to ship something Western Union in Trinidad. You understand? But let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Olia, we going back to basic in Trinidad. We going back. Olia, listen to
Trinidad Rio, back to basics.
Merry New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is straight, die-hard, genuine, authentic. I went to public utilities and tell them disconnect them facilities, cause me want them. I tried to contact the ombudsman, but never in office. are going to file me an injunction on public service. But every time a heavy rainfall, by me don't have no current at all. They spoil my TV, they spoil my fridge, they nearly kill me with low voltage. Now before they make me a lunatic, I'm going back to basic. I'm going and get a flambeau and lamp with wick. I'm going back to basic. I call my fans and I call my friends to let them know that if they have a message to send, tell Tempo. And if they come home and they see me, tell me neighbor, or get a pen and a writing pad and write a letter. Cause PSPT does make me weep. One of the days when old talk was cheap, I make a phone call to Alvaro and I get the phone bill to Mexico. Oh my lad, before they kill me and kill me quick, I'm going back to basic. A piece of marling and two climpan wouldn't do the trick. I'm going back to basic. I went and buy me a motor car for my own comfort, cause I can't take no more torture waiting on transport. But all them potholes and all them bumps, the car ain't able until they invent a car jump. I will travel. I beg the Lord to please put a hand, touch the hearts of this spare parts man. I used to have a raise in the bank, now every cent gone in my gas tank. Now I prefer roller with visa stickers. I'm going back to basic. Or buy a 3-speed bike, go in chick chick chick. I'm going back to basic. Now the only competent source that really working is when you can't pay your bills on time. They come cutting. Incompetence and disregards. Ain't no humor. Cause the situation is sad for the poor consumer. The word water doesn't give me gripe. I ask for water, they can give me pipe. I can't even get my clothes to wash. My toilet full and can't even flush. Now they make me condemn my toilet bowl. I'm going back to basic. I know I'm digging a latrine hole. I'm going back to basic. Yes! You like it? I do. Trinidad Rio! Trinidad Rio! Back to basics! Yesterday, I went to the store to buy a cooler Then get me Indian partner next door to make a chula. I buy a donkey cab from Ramdeen to make a stagecoach. Then put some saccharin in my latrine to kill the cockroach. I buy a posy made in Hong Kong, the only silver posy in town. Well, if you see the latrine I built, there is the cleanest one on the hill. All down inside the hole and around the wall. I always splitting. You know why? To make sure cockroach ain't bite me.
Trinidad Rio. Rio. Back to basics.
Long time me, Gypsy and Kokro. Back in the earlys, we used to go downtown after show, pick up the ladies. Window shop, take them along, buy them a roti, then find the cheapest hotel in town and make a pakoti. But time changes and so do we. So put that down in Kaiso history. But if you should do the same today, it's like a game, a Russian roulette. So now before one of them get me sick, going back to basic, I prefer sit down in a corner and going back to basic.
Trinidad Rio.
Yep. Yep.
Just imagine that, Tommy boy.
Anyway. Yeah, back to basics.
Back to
But
basic.
going back to Karen now. Going back now to Karen Anselm. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking. I know she has a campaign manager. I don't know if they ever tap your brain for ideas, but she has an uphill climb that she can win, but they gotta come good. You know, Mr. Brown is a campaign manager as far as I saw in a note that was a text
No, that's
that
not true.
we
That's not
received.
true. No, that's not true. That's fake news.
Who is fake news? Who is?
I wonder if they break that story as yet, boy. Let them break the story. But I know the person.
You know.
I know the person. No, let me tell you the
Yeah,
truth.
they have.
You guys know I'm transparent. I've been talking with them.
Yeah,
I've
they
been
need a
talking.
brand. She need a brand or a catchphrase.
Yeah, that's coming.
gonna-
That's coming. That's coming. You're absolutely correct. That's coming. Because she remember she just decided to put her hat in the ring about just last Saturday, you know. What I mean, she break the story last Saturday. You understand? But that's all coming. Tommy, I'll be honest with you, man. I'll be honest with you, right? As a matter of fact, let me play this. Hold on, Let me play this. Let me play this one. We played this last time, but let me play it again. I think this is very instructive. Listen to this.
Whole question again for those of you now joining us is Mrs. Nunez Tesheira, who has officially said she will challenge Dr. Rowley for the leadership of the PNM come December, said a number of things in an interview, one of which is that she is of the opinion that there is a silent majority within the party who are against the current leadership. We want to find out from you this morning, do you agree with Mrs. Nunez Tesheira's opinion. We're not talking clico. We're not talking if you're too fat, if you don't like her. We didn't ask all of that. We ask you do you agree with her view that there's a silent body of people in the party who want to change the current leadership? Yes or no? Interesting result, eh?
It is. It's. I have to tell you,
For a party in full control,
entrenched in government. I'm surprised.
Okay.
That 55% agree with her. 55%, and this is noteworthy. While I'm not on the 55%, I'm surprised that there is 55%.
Right.
So you're with the 55. 55% say they agree with Mrs. Nunez Tesheira. There is a silent group, must be a big number enough to get 55%. And 45% say they don't agree.
Here you go. You hear that? But let me do this.
Yeah. No.
That's instructive, you know. That's a PNM radio station, you know. You know that, right, Tommy?
Of course.
That is IPNM 95.5.
I-95, yeah.
Yeah, IPNM 95.5. Let me do this. Let me call Aisha Wells. Hold on. Let me see if Aisha Wells go pick up she phone. Hold on.
Woman to woman, you think she would go for Karen?
Nah, she ain't going for no Karen. She must be listening to the program and say, nah, I ain't picking up that one, huh? What it is listening, no? There's undercover listeners. Yeah, they're undercover listeners. Hold up. All right, I ain't picking up your phone. Let me call Andy Williams.
No.
Andy Williams is our UNC fella.
No.
Let me call
While you call him, let me say this. Karen has said that she's not gonna accept support from certain segments of the society.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be impossible for her not to in certain cases.
Nah, she have integrity.
I agree, but they have their methods of doing things too.
Yeah, she'd rather take from them.
Somebody dialing. You dialing somebody?
Yeah, I'm calling her.
Oh, I thought it was
calling her UNC person.
I believe, right? Those that are loyal to the doc, they're the ones that are going to share a hard time.
You know what? We were supposed to call Brother B. I'm gonna call Brother B.
Yeah.
We were supposed to wish him. Let's see if he gonna pick up his phone. I know if he You're supposed to. Let me see if he go pick up his phone.
The call's getting through in Tobago.
I know it's late for Johnson. It's late for Johnson, but Johnson would have been good to hear Johnson's opinion.
Oh, we had to get Vishnu at the Raghunath because he don't think Karen has a chance.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we had to bring him on.
He's not the only one.
I wanted to hear Johnson's opinion also.
Quite a few of them think so.
You know something? I want to play something for you guys. You see, as one person, you think that. I want you guys to listen to this. I'm sure you guys hear this. You heard this before. Listen to this. Listen to this.
But let me leave you with my final example. How many of you know who the world record holder for the 100 meters men's sprint is? Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt.
What is his timing? 9.58 seconds. So that means anybody who does 9.57999 will beat him. Nobody has broken that record since 2009. 9.58 seconds. The world record hold for the 4x100 men's relay is held by which team? The Jamaican team. Carter and other people, including Bolt himself. Now, do you know what their score is? Their timing is 36.84 seconds. Pick out your calculator and do the math. 4 men, including Usain Bolt, who clocked 9.58 and holds the world title. 4 men have run in 36.84 seconds. If you do the math, you come out to 9.21. 37 seconds faster than Usain Bolt's world record. So even in his team, he ran faster than when he ran alone. Need I tell you, this is not rocket science, that the speed, the average speed of a team that is together, that is bound together, that understands collaboration, that understands that I don't have to be Mandinka, Aku, Zimbabwean, I don't have to come from Senegal, but if we say we are African, and if we say we are Gambian, and hold one passport together, if we collaborate and work together, we will win, and our speed will be faster than the fastest individual runner in the Gambia. Let me leave you with that, fellows. Run together. Leave these premises with that in your mind. Run together. Make TAF proud. Make TAFLA proud. Make TAF Africa Global proud. And make this our sweet smiling coast proud. And make your families proud, because you understand that none of us is as good as all of us put together. And let's trample tribalism, trample all these things on foot, work together as one people under one God, and bring the levels of prosperity and success that we have never seen. 37 seconds. If only he knew.
The Caribbean. I keep saying that about the Caribbean since 2000. Before 2000, when I had my TV show, I keep saying the Caribbean together would be so much more productive and so much more successful.
To be reckoned with.
Exactly.
You see how instructive that is?
But they have the TSN passport. Isn't that a start?
Right. And say that again, Diana. Diana, say that again.
Diana, we're not hearing you.
Yeah. Okay. I think she going out for a little bit. Yeah. But Tommy, that video is just instructive in a lot of things that we do, in that some of us believe we can do it alone. Right? But, I always know that when you talk about team, together everyone achieves more.
That's what gives the United States the greatness it has. The fact that the states all work together, they collaborate as a nation. And that's what I keep saying about the Caribbean. If the Caribbean were to truly have a good union, they'll be a force to be reckoned with. Not only that, life will be a lot sweeter for many, many, many of the citizens. There will be opportunities that they wouldn't even imagine. Hey, but no.
Yeah, I don't know if we believe in collaboration in Trinidad. We collaborate for our benefits. We don't collaborate for the benefits of the masses. I collaborate because I'm gonna get something out of it.
Right, what is in it for me?
With him, it's called with him. WIIFM. What's in it for me?
In it for me. But
With
guess
him.
what? There's so much in it. There's so much in it for each and every one if they collaborate.
That's what I'm saying.
They can't even imagine how much sweeter life would be. I remember when I was having discussions about Caribbean unity. There's some people are so dense that they would believe that to unite the Caribbean they would be at a disadvantage, when there's nothing further from the truth. Nothing. There's only to gain. They lose more in an inshallah mode. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes, Tommy, that we think that we do things for a lot of selfish reasons. You know, I wanted to, I
I
wanted
got
to,
I got kicked out.
yeah, we saw that. I wanted to play something from my
Yeah, you gotta play. We gotta play something the last 15 minutes for this somebody in the village special day.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold on a minute.
everybody in the chat. One of the hosts has a special Earth Day
Yeah,
today. See if y'all could guess who.
Oh.
correct is right. Hold on, let me do something. Give me 1
Today is
minute.
somebody's special day.
Yeah,
Oh.
today's episode.
Who's that? That's Lord Shorty birthday.
See
Yeah,
who?
Lord
See
Shorty.
who?
Lord
Rat
Shorty
Shorty,
birthday.
I. Right? No,
Raj
Rat
Shorty.
Shorty, I. I think this is his birthday. Yeah. I think it's his.
One
Yeah.
of the co-hosts has a special day today. Only guess who now?
Ole
Eh,
guess now. Ole put it in the chat. Put
Come
it in the
on,
chat.
guess.
guess.
Put it in the chat. Take a guess. Take
Who
a quick
gets
guess.
it right? Who gets it
Yeah.
right gonna get Stormy to keep.
Oh.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
What do you mean you ain't know about that?
I don't know about that. Hey.
Guess whose special day it is tonight? And you're gonna get Stormy in the mail overnight Friday.
No. I don't know. I don't know if a lot of people want to go there, Diana.
Yeah, they ain't even trying. Nobody don't want Stormy.
No. They gotta put who special days in the chat. I'm just trying to download something here, but it's taking a little time. So just be patient with me. But as we do that, we see that the same type of things we're hearing from these young guys, these young people in Trinidad, right? We're hearing things from Shamfa Kojo. What Shamfa Kojo's forte, she said, right? We're hearing from Marvin Gonzalez, a young fella. We're hearing from Keith Scotland, a young fella. We're hearing a young kind of braggadocious, emotionless type of behaviors from these individuals, because Fitzgerald Hines already have a track record of saying all kind of thing, right? All kind of thing, right? But you see, they're taking the lead from the leader. And when they hear the leader saying certain things, they feel that they're emboldened to say certain things as well. And you know what the sad thing is? None of them have apologized. None of them. None of them. None of them have come to the
And
people
they're
and
not
say, you know what?
going to.
I may have chosen my words incorrectly. But why do you think they're not? Oh, you know what I want to ask Diana and Tommy?
Yes.
I want to ask you guys a question. Do you guys think that with all this flooding we have in Trinidad and Tobago, that Dr. Rowley should at least make a appearance in some of them constituency?
Absolutely. No question. No question. You can't be so aloof that you weren't reaching out and touch.
Yeah, because I felt from the time I see that thing started to flood the way it is, I feel that immediately he should have called a press conference and talked to the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
But
And
by the way,
today,
we don't want him endangering himself, but at the same time,
nah, you could get as much as you want. He'd be fine. He'd be fine, right? But at least he should go into one of the most damaged constituency. I don't care who's in charge, who's the MP of that constituency, and show the people that, you know what, this is about you, and I'm here for you.
Nobody cares.
But I ain't even see a MP, Lana, Takesha, Rennie, Vonnie, or has any MP going to any constituency? Any MP.
Nobody
You know, it just seems, and you know what they go say? They go say, you don't like the PNM. You're only doing this with the PNM and doing that with the PNM. But if the PNM doing nonsense,
Yeah.
listener,
You see what Hailey says? The less we see Rowley is the better, yes. Is the best. Is the best. Is the best, yes. Oh,
no.
God.
Hailey, listen, at the end of the day, right? A lot of people may not like him, but he's still the prime minister. And while he's the prime minister, he still have to act like he's the prime minister. He still has to,
Right, he has
he still has to
a
be the prime minister.
responsibility. He has a
He still have
responsibility
the
to the people,
responsibility. Yes.
to the masses.
But you know what? What Marvin Gonzalez, Keith Scotland, and Shamfa Koja should be doing, going and telling him, boss, you know what, boss? Go and take a walk now, brother. Take a walk, man. Right? Come down from there and go take a walk.
Yep.
You understand? Because the people, I mean, listen, yeah, it's happening all across the world, right? But don't make excuse for what happening across the world for you to sit in your high chair. Get off your high chair and show some compassion for the people.
Nobody
show
cares.
Some compassion.
Nobody cares.
Right? And when they say nobody cares, they say, oh, they don't like the PNM. They don't like the PNM. It's not that they don't like the PNM. It's all your ways. All your ways.
Nobody cares.
The kind of ways you all have. It's unacceptable.
The Keisha girl, you sure you're right? She said we have to buy a garbage truck and put it in front of the parliament, put a red ribbon on it and park it in front of the parliament and put the boss man and he terminates in it. Oh my.
Okay, like this thing here don't want to download, boy. Hold on.
That was that thing with aerophobia. You okay? Nadia, you will take Stormy. Good. Who else wants Stormy as a gift?
I don't know. No, sorry first. Sorry for
Ask them. It looks like it's your birthday. They say you have 2 birthdays in 1 year.
Really?
They said they don't know how you have a second birthday.
And somebody oh God, Diana is a Libra.
Oh.
So what's wrong with being a Libra?
What month is Libra?
This month.
I know. I know good with birthdays doing now. To tell you the truth.
Well, it is not. Well, we're gonna give it away. It's not my birthday, and it is not Anselm.
Oh.
Correct is right.
It's out now.
So for the birthday boy, let's play this for the birthday boy right here. This is we want to wish Tommy a happy birthday, and let's dedicate this song to him for his birthday.
It's a good day for having a party. A good time to get next to your baby. Gather around all the friends who you value. Join with them in a toast as I wish you happy birthday. Happy birthday. May your chalice run it over. May you always have a dollar. May you live on for a million more.
Happy birthday, Tommy boy. Happy birthday, Tommy.
Thank you, Anselm. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Diana and Anselm.
I didn't pick this song, eh?
Good selection. I figured that.
Whether you are near or far away, even though time is making you older, experience is to make you much wiser. Let the past be your lesson and teacher, and look forward to seeing in the future. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Me first.
Buffering.
I don't know what it is, boy.
Very TV with you.
All records that. Papa comment.
Come on, guys, in the chat. Wish Tommy happy birthday. Yes.
Thank you. Winfred Devine.
It is really nice to wish a friend happy birthday. May these precious moments never end. Happy birthday. Everything may not be in your favor, but who knows, the next time may be greater. What is for you, nobody can take it. If you try to, someday you will take it. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. May you find your pot of gold, somebody to share it and hold. May your soul endure a million more. Let me hear you sing it out again. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Every king, every maid, every member, let us make it a day to remember. Sing a song for the joy that surrounds us. Let our voices be heard in the chorus. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you, Vonnie. Thank you, Lana. Thank you, Takesha. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Albert. Thank you, Nadia. Thanks again, Kati, Takesha, Hailey, Vonnie. Thank you, Ulrich. Thanks for the dance, Rose.
Hold on a minute. You are live. Aisha Wells, you are live on WZYE 95.9.
Thank you all.
Good, how are you?
I am fantabulous, splendiferous, and marvelous. You are live on air, Aisha Wells. How are you?
I have a lot of noise in my background, but I'm good.
No. We go deal with the noise, you know. So Aisha Wells, my two viewers want to know when.
Oh no! I didn't realize it was two.
No. Well, your viewers are saying all your viewers are saying
okay.
two. So I just following
Sorry,
along with what they say.
It's usually 6.
All right. So give my promotion foremost. So my 6 viewers want to know, Aisha Wells, are you gonna have Karen Nunes Tesheira on your program?
I would love to have Karen Nunes Tesheira on my show.
I could organize it. Well, I don't organize nothing for you, Aisha Wells, because you is Aisha Wells.
No, well, I would like you to, because you know a lot of people afraid to come and sit with the queen and talk for some strange reason. So if you could structure it where she can come in and chat with me, I would be happy to have her.
But Aisha Wells, why your audience saying that if Karen Nunes Tesheira is coming to your program, you have to bring Dominic? Do I have no faith in you, Aisha Wells?
No, I think what they want to do is question her based on her time as finance minister. As you know, Dominic is in the finance sector. So they figured it would be a fair game.
No, Aisha
Dominic
Wells.
conducts part of the interview.
Aisha Wells, so you have no confidence in yourself that you could interview Karen Nunes
I do,
Tesheira?
definitely, but I understand the need to have someone there who understands finance and how the economy works. So I would welcome Dominic being a part of that show.
All right. If you say so, I ain't gonna argue with you because your program, you know, I just hear the people calling her. But Aisha, why does them people cuss me so, Aisha Wells?
Wall Street, I don't know. The other day I scroll in your wall, I see you post a picture of yourself running. I say, oh, what a nice pic. I try to go in the comments to comment and see a woman cussing you hell hard.
The blue one? The blue one with
the blue cow. Stand up next to the blue cow or something she stand up next to.
No.
No,
it was a blue donkey.
I thought she was in blue, you know. I thought she was in blue, you know. I said,
well, should we PNM people cussing you all about the place?
I actually, are you in blue or are you in black? Because I didn't know the difference. You Aisha Wells, seriously, Aisha, why are PNM people cussing me like that? Albina, please.
Wall Street, I think you are well aware that the PNM supporters are very clannish. And the minute you look like you're stepping outside of the clan, they will come for you.
But Aisha, am I speaking anything false, Aisha Wells?
Well, I think sometimes the truth is not always the best defense. Maybe that's what I want to say.
So I have to fall in line then.
One time. And don't forget to tow it.
We had Mrs. Karen Nunes Tesheira tonight, right?
I haven't gotten the interview. I'm out with family. It's restaurant week in Trinidad, so I took advantage of it with my sisters. I stay here and all the plates.
All right. So Aisha, you know what? I appreciate you pick up the phone, and I respect your time, and I don't want to infringe on your family's time. So I appreciate you picking up the phone.
Thank you so much. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, let me call a UNC post now. Let's see if you go pick up the phone. We like to equalize the thing, you know.
Athena. Right on.
I want to thank everybody in the chat for all the warm wishes.
Yeah, boy, Tom, you got plenty, but
I see a story here. TNT nationals and Grenadians held in multi-million-dollar drug bust.
Where that is?
Wait.
You know,
who are you calling?
Ms. Coover, you have to talk to Diana about this, eh? It's true. Ms. Coover,
Why?
you're right.
Why do?
We ask the people date of birth, and did we get it? Yeah, she's right. Diana, what happened with that?
I gave you the whole. I sent it to you.
When is it to me? I got to check. Don't worry.
I did that and I sent it to you. Don't blame me. Blame unorganized PNM on the mic, not me.
Via email or via
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, all right. I gotta go back in your WhatsApp and look for it. I gotta keep it here in the studio. That's what I had to do. All right. Let me call who is this boy?
Yeah, Albert. Angela make peace with the friend. Are you sure? Yep. You sure did.
I make peace.
That's how them PNMites get on. While all they battling one another, them busy friending with one another.
Where Albert get that? Huh? Where Albert say?
Make peace, he made that you make peace with your friend.
But I said my friend, only know. But Andy Williams is my friend too. Let me see if Mikey can go pick up his phone. Mikey can just go to sleep early, you know.
You need to call Dr. Rowley, see if he will pick up the phone.
Let me call him.
Oh.
I'll call him, see if he pick up the phone. Dr. Rowley. Here we go. Oh, he ain't picking up that phone. It only have one thing. You calling Dr. Rowley earlier?
How many times we call him and he answers his phone?
Are
you on his friend, huh?
If he picks up, I think we'll freeze.
Well, I never know. You never know, man.
Yeah, he can answer his phone.
Let me talk to that fella and see why you talking so much factual thing about me.
You know,
you better say we afraid to call, so we call him. Lana say be careful, special branch answer, man.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, let me call Fitzgerald Hines.
Hold on. He may answer.
Nah, let me try Fitzgerald Hines.
Yeah, that phone's still ringing.
Let me try Hines. There we go. Nah, he had one. He had
What do
one.
What are you gonna ask him? What you gonna ask? What you gonna ask him?
Huh? I will ask him how come the people are not seeing any of the MPs. If you are not seeing any of the MPs in the community.
On the floor, on the ground.
Call Minister of Education. We go call she. We calling Gadsby, Diane Gully, whatever she is. She running for vice chairman. Then we call she. Fitzgerald Hines ain't picking up. Then we call Gadsby. Hey, Hailey. You know what? I do ask Keith Scotland number. You know? Anybody ask Keith Scotland number? Or let's send it for me now. Then we call Nyan Gadsby Dolly. Here we go. Only have Keith Scotland number. This is Dr. Nyan Gadsby Dolly. Hey Kingsley, send me Keith Scotland number now. yeah, Shamfa number 2. Let me call Shamfa Kojo too. This is Dr. Nyan Gadsby Dolly. No, she ain't picking up. She running for vice chairman. She ain't pick up. And all I do is calling them to wish them a Merry Christmas. Let me call Shamfa Kojo.
You think you're that lucky?
Eh? Well, I mean, this
You're feeling lucky?
Better to try and fail and
Better
fail to try.
Fail and fail to try. All right.
Yeah. This is Shamfa Kojo.
Nobody lives there.
Who's that call? Macaroni Pie Man. Say call Macaroni Pie Man. I don't feel Macaroni Pie Man.
I want to know who that. Oh yeah, okay.
Gonzalez. All right. Let me call Philip Alexander.
He's gonna pick up.
So we're going from PNM all, yeah? We're going to PEP now. PEP.
PEP. He's gonna pick up.
PEP. Philip Alexander. We calling you leader. Okay, here it is. Nah, he had 1 star 2. I think he go pick up either. He had 1 star 2. Hailey, just so you know, we calling a leader. He ain't picking up either. Now we call Watson Duke. Let me call him.
Let
me call him. We just calling people. Watson Duke.
Cold call.
Cold
call.
Cold call, man. Cold call. Oh God. The man said the phone he hung up 1 time, boy. It didn't even take 2 calls. Let me try the other one. Let me see if we can hang up on that one too. 2 phone here.
Nobody lives there.
No one lives there. Yeah, let me call David Welch. David Welch. We haven't heard him in a while. Thanks to Keisha. We called Philip. Nobody picking up tonight, but David Welch.
Everybody rained out.
Yeah, everybody rained out. They could tell us what's going on in Trinidad. David Welch. Voice call. This is David Welch, folks. Yeah. Takesha, we go do that. Oh, Albert Montano times. Hello, David Welch.
Hi, good night.
You are
Hi,
live
sir.
on
How are you?
WZYE 95.9 FM in New Jersey. How are you doing?
I'm well. Ironically, I was watching your show about an hour ago.
You was watching it?
Yeah, I was watching you just about an hour ago.
What boy? So you're big then if we pick up the phone to call you?
Huh?
I don't know.
But David, this is one of your staunch supporters, and I call out police brutality for you. I don't hear from you no more.
David.
They put gorilla glue on your mouth or double tape it, double side tape or something. What happened?
We concern you're very silent, man.
Yeah.
I have heard that from a lot of persons that I really, really don't understand. Because I have been very, very vocal. So far, I believe.
Nah. And you lost your zing.
I've been honest with you, right? Even though we on different ends of the spectrum.
I'm sorry, say again. I didn't hear you.
No,
there.
I said, boss. Even though we on different end of the spectrum, we listened to you when you spoke because we thought you were a young, vibrant young man, and we listened to you. And since you joined PEP, and listener in the village, we have PEP supporters, we are UNC supporters, we are PNM supporters, we are PDP supporters, we are NDA supporters. We're the only station that's allow anybody to come in, and we don't bash them, we don't disrespect them, right? We believe everybody have a right to support whichever party they want to support. Right?
And they have a voice. They have a voice.
And when they come here, they have a voice. And we find that you as a vibrant young man, when you left the other party and went over to the other party, I don't know, boy, like you put on the orange shirt, I don't know, the orange t-shirt, and we don't know what happened.
No. I mean, it is something that you're not the only one that have said that. I think it's an ability, if I may, if I can go there, because it's a different ball game now. Because as an activist, and that's what I was before, as an activist, it was just about making social media videos and just calling out wrongdoings in society. When you step into that light to become a public figure or a public servant, it's a different kind of business. And for now, I can say that I have had sleepless nights. It is appalling, but it's even entertaining. To me, it's like it's something that I just cannot, put words to. It's a tiring job because I have been on the ground in my community and communities across Trinidad and Tobago, actually, and really serving the people, getting to understand what their needs are and trying to meet them halfway, assisting a lot of persons on, so many different levels since I put on the hat of the UTOM chairman of the Progressive Empowerment Party, and now Shadow MP for 11th in East Movement.
Let me say this to you.
So it's a lot.
And I've said this to people who support the PEP, who come here. And listen, and they are very loyal to us. Very loyal. They're very loyal. They know it's a PNM. Them is PEP. And I just tell them, let me pick up the phone. I think Diana, you said it, right? Let me call David Welch. And that's how we pick up the phone. We here, we do it a little. We just pick up the phone and call people. Right? So we believe. Oh, I wanted to say this, David. Your leader has some great ideas, but I told Hailey and I told Judy and I told the other PEP supporters in here, it shouldn't be Philip will fix it. It should be PEP will fix it. And I saw that it have changed somewhat.
I have the answer for that. Yeah, okay. I have the answer for that.
Okay.
When we first met on that idea of Philip, I wanna say this first. The Philip will fix it slogan has been a slogan that he was using for a very, very long time. Way before it was publicized the way it was really publicized. But the idea behind it was to morph into that PEP will fix it once we launch our 10 shadow MPs. And that has happened, and it has morphed into PEP will fix it. And then it's going to morph into, either Dion Richards would fix it, David Welch would fix it, Lima will fix it, and stuff like that in their communities. So I saw where the nation was coming from with when they say it should not just be PEP, Philip will fix it, it should be PEP will fix it. And, one thing with us, party, we do listen to, you see everything and listen to everyone's idea.
And we like, Hailey, you want to say anything to David Welch? We are Hailey, and Judy, if you're there, Judy, you only want to say anything to the youth leader of the PEP? Or Hailey says, and some PEP stands out. All right, you see? What do you say again, Hailey? PEP in your step. You see, David, we have people who supporting PEP in here. And we have no problems calling them and we do not what they're saying. We different, David. We different. So, David, we just wanted to talk a little bit with you. We appreciate it. But you know what we have to do? We have to set up for you to come into the village and have a nice talk with you. That's what we have to do.
I agree.
All right?
I agree with that. And I'm open for all of that. Well, I guess you know how the political landscape of Trinidad is, and I say that only because I was just watching Jaden Smith when he spoke about the political landscape. Anyway, that's just comedy on my side. But if I can close with something, I have heard. I guess I can address some of it here on your station. I've heard this saying where persons are now saying that I moved from UNC to PEP, or some persons asking what made me leave UNC for PEP. I just want everyone to know that I never had a UNC party card. I never held a UNC party card. Like I do now hold a PEP party card. So it was all still a decision to be made by myself, and the Constitution does allow that. It allows me to choose whichever political party I believe will give myself and my mother and my family and people around me a better future life and a quality of life. And I support, for all the people that say now I do support the opposition leader, Kamala Persad-Bissessel, that I only bad talk the opposition leader, Kamala Persad-Bissessel. I don't. I support anything and anyone that comes up against the Keith Rowley-led administration. And we do as well inside of the Progressive Empowerment Party. One thing that we always say is that anybody but Keith Christopher Rowley can govern this country properly. And we have our suggestions as well as to how we think Trinidad and Tobago should be run. And I heard the idea of persons saying maybe a coalition should be formed and stuff like that. The Progressive Empowerment Party views on that, I think it's quite known. I think the political leader has made it known what his views are on coalition and stuff like that. So I don't think I need to go into any of that. But I would just want persons to know that I will not support something if I did not truly believe in it. The same David Welch before, the activist that you saw on the streets, the person that you see getting locked up over and over the country, is the same person here today, however, putting on the hat of the UTOM leader, as well as shadow member of parliament for Leventhal East Movement. I want to represent my people in a better way.
And before you go, David, what's the status with you and Vicky Rampasad?
Freaky you're talking about Vicky Rampasad?
Well, I listen. The young lady with the Rampasad last name.
Anslam, she the corner hiding. Anslam, she the corner hiding.
We are saying here, Vicky in the corner hiding. When they are the march in Savannah, Vicky in the corner hiding from the law.
Well, you know, that's his thing, you know. That's his thing. I went across. I went out to that march actually, and I saw some activists on the ground walking, and I would have seen Vicky on the truck, you know, just filming, and that's not activism. I don't know what that is, but I guess it's just to make her famous on Trinidad. I don't know what it is, but I'm not in any hot waters with anybody or trying to create drama with anybody. But I mean, she wanted fame, she wanted a page, she got a page. She wanted publicity, she got publicity. She wanted to be relevant, she's relevant, I guess. I don't pay attention to any of it.
Did she take Trinidad TV away from you, or she owned it?
She took it away.
Lawfully?
Obviously not.
Oh, okay. So she just took it away, and because she was the admin and so forth, like she just get rid of you, and you couldn't go back onto the page.
No, she's an editor on the page. She's still not an admin. I still have the admin privileges on the page, but I don't want it. If I can today or tomorrow, I can once again take it back. Something that she does not know. Facebook gave me back access to all of my pages, but I'm not into the creating of bacchanal and drama and riffs anymore. So I say, let her have it.
Okay, all right.
But maybe for elections, you might say differently. Who knows?
Okay. So David, I go reach out to you for you to come into the village, and we could have a nice long discussion. All right. We appreciate you taking the time.
Not a problem.
All right. Take
care. Stay safe, sir.
All
Thanks
right.
again.
Bye-bye.
Good night, David. Good night, David.
So Hailey, you can't talk now, eh? You understand? Because we pick up the phone and we call a pep person. So listen, Rose says hiding from Ansem. Vicky in the corner hiding. Vicky in the corner hiding from the law. Rose, Takesha, Pep. Oh God, Bonnie. Oh, you know, Takesha, next time we go call Kadisha. I promise you, we have a big guest. Even Tommy and Diana don't know it yet. We have a big guest coming up next week, Tuesday. I'd crystallize it tomorrow, but we have a big guest.
But you gotta let me know so we'll know how to prepare questions and things.
Yeah. I'll go let you know ahead of time. I want him to confirm. I just say him. God, I'm selling out my own self, yes? Right? I want him to confirm first before it is. But next time we go call Kadisha. I think Kadisha will pick up the Rose, Takesha, Vonnie, Hailey. Hailey say I put pep on everything. Ham, bicycle, coal pot, Rowley. Oh God. No, I ain't going through all of that. All
Pepper.
I leave Vonnie, Takesha, Rose, Ken John, Miss Kuva, Lana, Takesha,
Nadia,
Albert Montano, Nadia. I think I see Eugene Julian was here earlier, but I think your wife take away your phone. Your wife does ration your phone, you know. Yeah, guys, put closing comments in the chat. We'll be right back after this. Stay consider, don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
So, folks, before we go, there is a new ministry that's been set up today in Trinidad, and it was some breaking news. You guys don't know about it. So, we breaking news here on WZYE, right? All you know, we breaking news now, we went large with that breaking story there, So, let me show you guys this, right? This is a new ministry that have in Trinidad and Tobago. And let me show you this. So hold on, All I think Ulrich alone. Hold on. There you go.
The government is asking citizens, please refrain from.
Hold up. Let me start from the beginning. Go ahead.
The government is asking citizens, please refrain from taking your coal pot indoors and trying to light it in your house. They know that you are having some challenges with the inclement weather as far as getting your coal pot lighted in the rain. But do not, I repeat, do not take your coal pot indoors. The smoke inhalation will, of course, affect you at carbon monoxide, and you can die. And we're getting reports of people who are coming out of their homes coughing, covered in seeth and dust of charcoal or whatever please do not take your coal pot indoors. The government is warning you, do not. As difficult as it is to light it in the rain, please hold some strain, deal with the hunger until the weather has cleared up. Again, we're begging citizens, do not attempt to light your coal pot indoors. Thank you. The government is asking citizens, please refrain from taking your coal pot indoors and trying to light it in your house. They know that you are having some challenges with the inclement weather as far as getting your coal pot lighted in the rain. But do not, I repeat, do not take your coal pot indoors. The smoke inhalation will, of course, affect you at carbon monoxide, and you can die. And we're getting reports of people who are coming out of their homes coughing, covered in seeth and dust of charcoal or whatever please do not take your coal pot indoors. The government is warning you, do not. As difficult as it is to light it in the rain, please hold some strain, deal with the hunger until the weather has cleared up. Again, we're begging citizens, do not attempt to light your coal pot indoors. Thank you.
So, can we guess who the Minister of Coal Pot is?
Yeah, well, he got a new ministry. Of course, he got a ministry. He got a new ministry, man. There's one and only.
And some I'll bid you all farewell. I'll say good night. I'll say be the change that you want to be. Be the change that you want to be. If you're not gonna accept things, then you need to be the change you want to be. I'll see you guys in the village on Saturday. Good night. Happy birthday, Tommy.
Thank you, Diana.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Appreciate you.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy Earth Day. Night. Don't let answer them teach, yeah? Okay, good.
Okay, thank you. Pleasant night.
Night.
Well, I gotta say that of course we continue to do the best we can here in the village, and remember that if there's no struggle, there's no progress. Those who profess to favor freedom and yet depreciate agitation are men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want rain without thunder and lightning. They want the ocean without the awful roar of its many waters. And remember, it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Go ahead, Tommy.
This one's by Spike Jones. The heart is not like a box that gets filled up. It expands in size the more you love. Like I say, and I always have known, love is the only key to life. I appreciate all the good wishes tonight and appreciate being in the village. Yes. Yes, indeed. So, again, thank you for having me. Thanks for being part of tonight, and thanks for everybody and all the wishes that I got from all the chats in the village. A pleasant good night to each and every one. See you guys on Saturday. Love you all.
Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see Ellis. I'd call Ellis, boy. Ellis. So Rose says, closing comment. Rose says, what a wonderful program as usual. Anyway, Tommy, I'm leaving you this key to my door only for your birthday, and party now start.
Thank you, Rose.
Ken John says, Takesha, I wish you, my dear friends, blessing, good night, shalom, love, be safe. That's Ken John. Hailey says, closing comment, believe in yourself, do the hard work and put in over time if you want change. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Hailey. Albert Montano says, knowledge is strength and the truth will set you free. It's never too late to learn. This is the story of WZYE and DAT. Thank you so much, Albert. Takesha says, wishing Tommy a happy birthday again. It's always a pleasure being in the village. Be safe, everyone. I hope they find a woman who got washed away yesterday. God bless every one of us and cover us, Jesus. Thank you very much.
Yes, Kish. Thank you, Kish.
Oh, and we want to send condolences to Philip Alexander on the death of his father, Edward Elias Alexander, who was buried today. Thank you, Albert. Vonnie Roberts says, Pep, going nowhere, even that have some good ideas, even though they have some good ideas. Takesha says, David Welch, thanks for your support on Stranded Nationals back then, and good luck. All right, I think that's it. Okay, let me see what we're going to go with tonight, what I have here. Okay. All right, we're going to go to the Baron tonight. Changes. Okay, folks.
You have any Lord Shorty? Today's Shorty birthday too.
Oh, I could get a Lord Shorty, but I don't know if it got copyright.
Right.
Yeah.
Empires rise and fall, dreams born and die, traditions come and go as years go by. Loves and monarchs of life meet wars and laws and cause anarchy and crime. Creating changes, changes, changes. Broken hearts and empty dishes, moving up from rags to riches. Promises, kisses and wishes. Changes, oh, changes, changes. Revolution, automation, evolution, high inflation, absolution, condemnation. Changes, yeah, changes. Changes to mark the passage of time. Oh yeah. Changes to mark the passage of time. Once a man, twice a child, from dust to dust. Advantage as a state to the unjust. Like an eternal mind, codes and morals bowing down to the dime. Creating changes, oh, changes, changes. Fornication and divorces, corruption and evil forces, domination by the bosses. Changes, yeah, changes, changes. Tragedies and golden merits, mysteries and hidden secrets, fantasies, forbidden habits. Changes, yeah, changes, changes to mark the passage of time. Oh yeah. Changes to mark the passage of time.